Hey, what is up, and welcome to the North America versus Japan Guilty Gear Strive 10 versus 10 exhibition. Thank you so much to Red Bull, Arc System Works, and House of 3000 for letting us put this together. My name is Apology Man, and I will be commentating as well as competing in this event. And I will be commentating alongside with my man Sajev. What's up, Sajev?
Yeah, I forgot. For a minute, I actually forgot you were commentating and playing. I was like, oh, yeah, we got our 10v10. This should be fun to watch. And then I was like, oh, yeah, you have to play too. I can't wait till you have to play. I'm going to be talking so much smack, and you're going to come back and I'm like, really well played. You put your whole heart out there. Nice work. NA, it's looking good.
I'll try my best not to be salty, regardless of the result. But, what team are you rooting for, Sajem? Come on.
I feel like because you are on Team USA, I have to root for Team Japan, right? It is, they make the game. They are powerful overlords. I have to root for Japan. It's only willing, right? Because the chat are a bunch of weebs. They love Guilty Gear, and so I, along with them, will be rooting against you Americans and Canadians that nobody wants to win. Okay, I went into the Japan section on the Discord, the production Discord, and I said USA is free. So I've already done my due diligence. That's just what I'm supposed to do.
Dude, that's all I've been hearing, man. Is just like Japan's gonna win for free. It's gonna be easy. Japan's always been amazing at Guilty Gear, and it has no shot. But honestly, I think it's gonna be super competitive.
Yeah,
I think both teams are very, very stacked. Tons of great talent on both teams. So, I gotta disagree with you. Obviously, I'm on Team NA, so I'm gonna be a little biased, but
yeah, I hope
it's
so.
gonna be a very close match.
You're on Team USA, so you're supposed to say, like, yeah, we're gonna win, we're gonna do it. And speaking of which, for format, for people who don't know, we can probably break it down a bit. It is a Waseda style 10v10. So I know all the kids out there, the Zoomers, the Fortnite kids, they're used to Pokemon style tournaments. So, it's the Team A versus Team A, right? Whoever the first two competitors are, the winner stays on and plays the next person. That's not how Waseda style works. So Waseda style is, whoever's up first for NA, whoever's up first for Japan, they play. Then the second player from both teams, they play, right? Then the third player from both teams, they play, right? And the reason we do that is, sometimes you watch team tournaments and let's say one player just dominates and like they win 7, 8, 9 matches and you never see the rest of their team at all. Classic. The game is new, right? So the objective obviously is you want to see everybody play. You want to see everybody go out there and show off something cool with their characters. So, that's why I like Waseda style here so that everybody can do something cool. And in this era, especially, you can speak to this, trying to research for this event. Everybody streams, they all make YouTube videos, so you can find content for all these players that are in the tournament. I found matches from everybody, so it's pretty easy to find out where they play, who they play, what they're doing, that kind of stuff.
No, yeah, for sure. I think this format, it's much more about highlighting all the individual players. We thought about the Pokemon style, but we wanted to kind of avoid a potential like just OCV on like either side, right? I want everyone to get a chance to play, show their stuff, and show a lot of like the character diversity, because both the teams have very, very diverse character picks, I think, and they're just specialists on both sides. You're going to see some really top talent.
Yeah, I'm really excited for our first. I think our first match is going to be a really interesting one in that choice. But I think there's like a bunch of Milia players, which I thought was cool. Like obviously Team US, you have 2 Faust players. There's only like 1 Soul player, and is there even a Ram player on either team? There actually might not be.
There might not be. I don't think so. Actually, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but we'll see. Like I don't even know if there is, but there's still a lot of strong character representation. we're gonna
yeah, there's a lot of good characters. There's 2 Faust, as we said, which just won the tournament the other night, right? Character's obviously broken, so we're gonna be seeing a lot of Faust. That character is really good. But yeah, you mentioned that it's cool that we not only have all the players here, but we're having an online tournament that is USA versus Japan, which I think is really cool. That just happened with Plus R. And you mentioned that, this format is good for this reason. There was a couple of people in that Plus R event that won 5, 6, 7 matches in a row. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to watch this, especially, I mentioned that it's easy to spy on everybody. The Japan team, there's a link in their Discord that's like, here's who everybody plays. Here's all of their YouTube and Twitch channels. Here's all the footage. And in the NA Discord, Justin Wong said, hey, everybody, I'm barbecuing with my family. So don't put me up first. Just put me up whenever.
But yeah, I saw that in the Discord as well. I think JP players, like their approach, like they're much more methodical. They do a lot of research. I think the NA players, we're just gonna go out there, do our best, do our thing, and I think no matter what, like it's gonna be a competitive match on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
I mean,
those
especially
patties that Justin Wong were cooking up look pretty good though.
they did. And if Justin, if he, if NA loses, he's like, oh, I was, chilling with the family, like had a great night, everything's fine. And if he wins, he's like, I barbecued with my family and USA won. Let's go. Like he has, no matter what, like he's having a good night. Yeah. Which I think is the right way to do it. But yeah, I'm excited for this first match. I think it's going to be a good one. And it's a Waseda style, right? Nobody knows who's going up when. So on both teams, they're just choosing the order per match, right? So not even the Japanese or the American players know who's going up against who until you're in the park holding up your broom or your whatever your weapon is of choice, in the lobby, ready to throw hands.
Yeah. So the big thing with this Waseda style is everybody will get to play. So once we go through all 10 players, then we will wrap back around and start picking players again. We are trying to avoid like repeats of the same player. Once you lose, you're out. But the winning player, they just got to wait in the back, wait till everybody finishes, and then you can get to be selected again to play against the opponent.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see this. I think the first match is going to be sick. I think all the matches are going to be interesting. So I'm just excited to see the game because as more and more online tournaments are happening, I think everybody's excited for it. But international competition has been something that in general we haven't seen a ton of in fighting games just because of COVID and everything. So seeing online competition, even if it's not in person and we miss in-person events, it's always nice to have. And I think a 10v10 is such a cool idea. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the first match.
No, yeah, for sure. I think it's so cool. Shout out to Arc System Works with their rollback netcode that they implemented for Strive. Like an event like this even being possible was like a dream years ago. And I think it's so amazing that like we can play with such like amazing players from just like other sides of the globe. And it's gonna be great.
That's been my favorite thing about this game is that I stream in like the middle of the workday in the West Coast, so I don't play anybody on my half of the country like ever. I just like go to the opposite side of the country and I'm like, all right, who's playing? Or I go to Japan and it's like 7 in the morning and there's like one person there and I'm like, hey, what up? Like you try to play games, let's just be at one other person in the Japan lobby. So yeah, it's always cool.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. And like the connection is great. Like I have tons of matches with JP players and I get like a lot of good experience in the JP lobbies as well. And like I never have like any issues like with the connection from I'm from NorCal and like the connection, like it honestly feels identical to like playing East Coast players in my experience. So
I heard the magic words, are you ready in the game? I see the eagle soaring. It's flapping its wings. It's time for our first match as always. It's going to be just Soul and Ram. And wait, we have an Anji mirror match for our first match here. Kid Viper versus Domi.
Oh, man. So, yeah, Domi, a longtime Anji player. He's known for his infamous Domi burst, actually. When he bursts, he bursts at the top of the screen and it just whiffs and everyone kind of just questions why he did it. Let's see if it actually happens in this match.
You know where the eagle soars?
He's a great player in XX.
Yeah, when the eagle soars in, that's where he bursts. It's up in the sky up there. But I mean, I think a lot of people know Domi for like, BB Tag, and also he played Killer Instinct. He has like a really famous moment in that game. KV, of course, is a player that we're all familiar with. Arc System Works, really strong player, Johnny player in Guilty Gear, and in general, I think is really solid. I really like watching him play.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people kind of expected him to play Geo going into this match, but he's playing the Anji. Really surprised pick. So we're going to have the Anji mirror. Domi already applying the pressure in the corner right now.
Yeah, jump out of the butterfly. And one thing you see a lot from this character, obviously, 2P pressure into the 6P, into Fujin, and just great stagger pressure. KV has really good timing to catch people jumping out of your pressure, right? A lot of people like to hold up back in this game. We see the counter hit 2D, into the confirm, into the corner, splat, super dead on that first round without using burst, by the way. No burst at all. Didn't choose to spend it.
Yeah, that was like a really, really quick round. Really good stuff by Domi there.
Oh, and the spin. Yeah, I like round start spin on like the second or third round. You know what I mean? Because like you don't want to start with it right away, but I think using it as an option like that is really strong.
Yeah, for sure. And especially in this mirror, like Anji has very long reaching buttons. So representing the spin is going to be really important to not just let Anji just keep hitting his heavy slashes willy-nilly. So that was good that Domi represented that. Oh, yeah. Double spin?
Yeah, it was the Ko on the spin, which is like the best part, right? Butterfly? Yeah, just using that 5H. Again, this is great pressure in the corner for KV here. PRC back and just looks low on the Fujin.
Nice, goes on the overhead there. Was looking for the low, and he's just getting this really strong offense. Cancels into the super. That must have been a misinput.
Oh, and the throw. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about, so in this game, right, anytime you RC, you know, the screen slows down. So in moments like that, I mean, just seeing the spin, it's like a free throw. There's nothing you have to worry about it. It's really nice. And we're seeing a lot of wake-up backdash against mid-screen against Anji, which I think is a really good idea, right? Like, it's kind of hard for him to chase. Oh, this is big.
That's big damage, yeah. As one of his best starters. Oh my god. That is like more than half his health.
And it didn't even break the wall.
It's a little bit too late for that burst.
Yeah, like it didn't even break the wall. So like it got all that damage. 6p anti-air. Not too much unless you're near the corner, right? You just get the Fujin off of it. Oh. 2H Fujin into the corner. Throw. Didn't have meter to RC it, but this is a great spot for KV. Oh, that was sick!
Through the wire seat. That was so sick. Good stuff, Vipe. Kid Viper, that was amazing.
The first time, too. That was the sickest part. Is the first time you go for the YRC on defense, right? The dead angle replacement in this game. You're like, let me get out of this pressure. Twirls on through. That was so clean after a pretty scary first round there. KV brings it back, spin on spin.
Yeah, back with the double spin. Yeah, if the spin, you know, is not activated, it is throw punishable, like we said earlier. If it is activated, though, and you have a low recovery move, you still can't punish it with the throw. You can kind of apply some offense afterwards. But, you know, if you have to really look out for the spin and not hit any buttons to really deal with it properly.
Yeah, and you see a lot of people jump away from butterfly, too. It's kind of a natural habit, but, you know, challenging it is a good idea. I think a lot of times when you see it, it's just really hard to condition yourself to do that. KV backdashed earlier. Oh, that's a punish, yeah. KV backdashed a butterfly earlier and then just, you know, challenged the throw with a button. So I think that's really smart. Burst on the table. Doesn't look like it's going to be spent, though. Yeah, just choose, again, you know, same kind of decision-making we saw strategically in the first round of the last game. Choosing not to burst on the first round, wants to save it.
No, yeah. I think both the players are a little, even though they're playing a mirror match, they both seem a little bit uncomfortable with each other's rages. I'm seeing a lot of whiffs on both players' sides. They're like, how do I space around my own normals? Like what?
Yeah, and I don't know. It's not easy to find a lot of Anji practice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is a character I've seen a ton of, even when I'm playing online. So, pretty easy. 2H co-ender. Oh, and the counter hits. This is huge. Does Domi just do it right back? That's the question on my mind. Okay, doesn't, but the co-anti-air.
A little too far away for the Oki there, yeah.
Oh, and far on the
could
throw.
Be a kill. Super? Okay, he's gonna get the hard knockdown. Not gonna kill him.
Yeah, super close. And, you know, you have meter for the pressure here, right? So you can do whatever you want to do into RC as well.
Oh, nice. That was really good faultless defense. Actually pushed him out of the range for the dust. But, you know, he reacted right away to that and PRC's upwards just to keep himself safe. Good stuff. All tied up for Domi and Kid Viper here.
Yeah, I think that was really smart to, you know, when you have a meter advantage like that, using a PRC on a whiff like that is, I think, extremely strong. It's something you see a lot in this game. Having meter for your pressure or for neutral is a huge advantage because you basically get one free mistake or chance at pressure, and, you know, if it doesn't work, you can just do whatever you want after.
Yeah, for sure. I see that really often with throws as well. You know, you can kind of go for a throw attempt, save yourself if they jump it with the PRC. Really important when applying offense in this game.
Oh, I love that jump dust from KV to try to float over the 6p anti-air. It was a really strong idea. It didn't work out. Thrown out of the corner here.
Ooh, that was a kind of a cross-up setup with the butterfly. That was cool.
Mine's a little bit of a counter hit.
Counter hit, yeah. He's trying to mash out of this butterfly pressure, but that's a guard break, yeah.
Even on the butterfly.
Even if you activate it with a projectile, that was really good stuff. What's the combo?
Yeah, but has meter here. Oh, air throw breaks and flips through counter on that. The sweep confirmed.
He's dead from this. Oh my god.
The scramble at the very end. Domi barely clutches it out. And KV was in such a good position there. Big counter hit starter.
Good awareness to take that air throw. Domi starting off hot at the beginning already with the spin. Jumps the throw.
Overhead on the Fujin. This is huge. Yeah, it was going to splat the Domi burst against Domi. Not like
doing
this.
The Domi burst.
Not quite dead, but just a pixel and a dream. FDing for space. 2D counter hit. This is a start, but a long way to go.
Yeah, a long way to go, but he has a lot of meter. Backdashes it and gets the kill. Good stuff by Domi. Surprisingly, Kid Viper was the one that was Domi bursted in that set versus Domi. Good
You know?
adaptation by Domi.
It's hard.
That's
I
the win
think
for
I
Team
think
JP.
bursting in this game in general is difficult, right? Like the knowledge to know when to burst against so many characters is honestly really difficult, right? Like, you're seeing it here during the replay. This is a 6 set, and I think it was a fun one to start because you don't see this character that often, right? Like we're not seeing a lot of Anji in this game. So it's fun to start with this one, and I have to say, like watching it, it was really interesting to see their differences in pressure and their differences in decision making on when they wanted a PRC or how like KV was doing like the PRC away from the butterfly setups and then running in, which I thought was really interesting in comparison.
Yeah, for sure. I think Domi kind of used the more traditional use of meter that I see Anji players do for their offense, kind of just do the Fujin follow-ups, overhead RC, right? But Kid Viper kind of like did a lot of PRCs in his offense to kind of like give him a chance to like, hit a button back after like doing a Fujin follow-up or whatnot. And then, punishing a punish, so to speak. I think that's like a pretty interesting difference in their offensive styles.
I did not know that was going to work. The butterfly getting countered like that. I did not know that was a thing that even happened in this matchup. I haven't even seen it before, so I guess that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way. I throw a lot of projectiles as Faust. If you activate that super counter, it will guard break you.
Yeah, and it's funny too that pressure, it was like 5S, 2S, and I think if it was 2H instead, it would have hit him. Maybe, and it would have closed out this round, which ended up going Domi's way anyway. It was a pretty scrambly, weird round, but yeah, seeing an Anji mirror in the very beginning of this is really cool. I think a lot of people didn't know what matchup to expect necessarily, so I thought it was really funny. KV was like, "You're kidding me! This is not the first match of this, right? Like, there's no way it's Anji." But yeah, it was really cool. I think it's a fun match to watch.
Yeah, that was really cool. I think a lot of people expected Kid Viper to play Giovanna. But I mean, that's what I was expecting. I was definitely very surprised for him to go with the Anji pick. Good stuff to Team JP. And I think that's like it's good. I think getting the first game is like a good way to set the pace, the momentum for the rest of the event.
Yeah, you know what I like too is I see all of the Japanese players are in the voice call together. Their strategy on deck. The NA team, I wonder how those burgers are coming on the grill. They're just like, who's going up next? Whatever happens. We'll put up whoever. I don't see them rallying. It's actually only like Justin and Deb talking, and then they're just like,
the difference between the channels is so funny. All 10 of the players are very intently conversing on who to put up next, and Justin's like, "Yo, I just cooked some meat patties."
Yeah, the difference is, I have to say, staggering. It's really funny to like look at it, and it's just like, who's gonna go? And like, there's 10 players on each team, and they're like, who's gonna go second? And they're like, team. Like they're just like asking, like, is anybody else even here? So I don't know. It looks like maybe. I don't even know who's going to go up next, actually. They haven't decided, but...
Yeah, I think it's really early in the event. There's, they have all their most of their players still available. So I don't think the player selection matters as much. It really just depends on the player's comfortability. Some people like going in the middle of the event. Some people like being the anchor. So I think it just comes down to what the players are feeling. But I think character-wise, you could go with anybody. It could go either way because you don't know what the JP players are going to pick.
I love the... I'm not sure if they know exactly who's going up for the Japanese team. They have picked the American player that's going up, or I guess the NA player. And I love the reasoning. I'm not going to break it down just yet until we know who the two players are. But the reasoning is really powerful. Like, they did a great job, I think, of deciding this. But yeah, I mean, as we mentioned on your Twitter and on my Twitter, we've posted the flyers with all the players. But there's a massive players list. It's 10v10. So a lot of really awesome players to check out. And, this should give you kind of a footnote of who you should go watch or players that you might be interested in to, study your character or whatever character you're interested in playing. And everybody is dabbling right now, right? They're trying to figure out what characters they're going to play. They're trying to learn matchups. Nobody knows everything about the game. So this is a good learning experience to not only see what characters do against each other, but like learn, throughout overseas play, right? In international competition, because it's a 10v10. And at the end of the day, the big thing here is to, you want to win for pride, but also you kind of want to see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, for sure. Because like on both teams, just absolute specialists of the characters. And for years, like, on the JP side, you got players like Nage, FAB, like they're just so known for Faust, and Potemkin, Samito, really known for Chip. Like they are just absolute experts of their characters and crafts. So it's really interesting to see just kind of where they are at with the development for the metas for their characters. And on the NA side as well, you have Deb just she's so good with Soul and has been for such a long time. So it's really cool to see if you're learning the game.
I'm really excited about the match we have next. So it looks like our next matchup is going to be Justin Wong versus Nage. And the reason Justin is being sent next, from my understanding, is the theory is that because Justin just had dinner with the family, it's going to be a power-up, right? So they're like, all right, Justin's got the burger and lamb power-up right now. He had dinner with the family. Like, he's feeling powerful, right? And then Nage, I'm not even sure the reasoning. Maybe they just decided Nage seemed like a good person to send up next. But this is going to be really interesting. So it'll be Mei versus Faust, a matchup that I'm sure you've played online. And, everybody has played against Mei particular online, right? This character, I think, is a lot of people's terror. We've all seen the copy pastas. We've seen the dolphins. So I'm really interested in your thoughts on the character matchup.
Yeah, for sure. So a really big thing with the Mei and Faust matchup is a lot like the reward, and this is kind of just the story for like a lot of Faust matchups, is the reward for Mei getting in on Faust is quite high. There's a lot of offense that she can apply with the Totsugekis, like the plus frames with the dolphins, and then the command grab just leads to like a ton of damage. The reward for her getting in is incredibly high, but Faust, I think, actually does have the tools to kind of like actually deal with the dolphins and her air approaches, like better than most, actually. So if Nage plays like a really tight game, really focuses on the ground game and covering the dolphins and like the far slash, and air to airing the air approaches with jump H or punishing the jump 2K with Faust 2S, there's a lot of anti-air options to deal with Mei's approaches and ground approaches to deal with Mei's ground approaches. I think Nage can do it.
I was gonna say, how is Faust 5K in this matchup as an anti-air or like poke against her?
It's good. It's good. Yeah, you definitely need to stand at like a specific range, right? Because you're gonna get a lot of trades if you aren't in the right spot when you do 5K to anti-air Mei, but it is also Faust's most rewarding anti-air, I'd say, on a normal hit, because you go into the 6 heavy, and then you get, if you have the meter, you can go into like a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So I think Nage will probably try to focus on that. I'm a little interested to see how he plays the matchup. I've seen him play a lot in this game, but I haven't really seen him fight that much Mei personally. So I'm a little interested to see what his approach to the matchup is.
Yeah, I'm curious if she's just maybe more popular here than in other places, because I feel like I see Mei everywhere.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, everywhere I go, I can't escape it. I look at the chat, I look over here, it's just terrifying. You see that character a lot. And yeah, Justin is he has a really interesting style of Mei. Like, this is kind of traditionally the way the character plays, but a lot of people focus on the dolphin, which is an important aspect of the character, but her aerial options are incredibly good. And Justin plays like a really patient kind of like wall approach with jump H. Jump H is the god button for Mei. It like always has been a really annoying button to deal with. And same thing with jump 2H, which you mentioned earlier. Both those buttons are really pesky to deal with. And Justin, this got brought up on Twitter, but it was the first thing I thought when I saw him play the characters. It feels like watching him play Storm in Marvel 2, where he's just like swinging an anchor across the screen to like just club you on the mouth for trying to move forward, and it sucks. It feels really bad to just get hit by.
No, I have first-hand experience with that fighting a Storm in Marvel 3. It hits the IAD jump back, jump H. It's like you feel like it's your turn, you want to like try to fight back and get control of the ground, then he just hits you with the IAD back jump H. We're getting right into it though. Already got the Totsugekis. Let's see what Nage does versus it.
Yeah, early burst on the scalpel pull, which, I mean, I can't say that I'm not surprised, right? Like, you just don't want to deal with it.
That's a very common burst point versus Faust. You basically cannot be punished whatsoever for bursting on the scalpel, so you'll see that very often when people get hit by it.
Yeah, and it does a lot of damage, too. So, like,
a first item, trumpet, okay?
Yeah, trumpet, you love to see it if you're Justin. He gets the trumpet, and now, yeah. Oh, you love to see the burst from your own trumpet, man.
Oh, man.
You Faust player deserve it. I just gotta say, jump H confirm.
Nice. This is massive damage. Okay, he has some meter here. Yeah, and that was good. Good stuff actually by Justin there, jumping out of the high-low.
Yeah, Justin in a bit of trouble. 2K. That is huge though. Gets the knockdown overhead. Great block from Nage.
Nage using a lot of faultless defense to push out Justin Wong's dolphin pressure, and it's paying off for him.
Had the 6H there, but oh, that's huge.
Oh, no meter. The scalpel is doing the scalpel a little bit too much.
Yeah, the jump 2K hits.
Jump 2K, that's a kill if he gets the OTG. Very good stuff by Nage.
Yeah, I love the you can really see it, the difference in reward when the character gets in, but Nage is really controlling space so well in this matchup. Yeah, there's the 3K knockdown. You get that little slide knockdown after the counter hit dolphin hits.
Yeah, you see right there by Justin, the ID back jump H's. just trying to counter hit any of Nage's buttons, and he gets a big hit here, and that's a lot of damage. That's the story of this matchup, you know. It's a lot of control on the Faust player's part, but once Mei gets in, oh man, it's party time.
Ooh, that is a bad trade too. The 2S on the jump H tried to go for the command throw. Justin out of there, easy peasy. And yeah, last round, you know, Nage, really good control, all this stuff, right? And then the round after, he gets hit in the face by jump H, right? That's just the way it goes, so.
Yeah, there was so many whiff scalpel pulls. I'm a little surprised that Nage is going for as many as he is with how often Justin's been punishing him just through the air approach.
Yeah, I expect we'll probably see the slowdown on the scalpel now. This seems like maybe the adjustment point. Oh, 2H hit.
Ooh, lucky there. You can actually punish that tornado. It is -7, but I don't think Justin knows that. So maybe Nage can use that lack of knowledge. Nice save.
Yeah, I can. Oh, that 5K was so
There,
clean.
yeah.
I can tell you that Justin said, I have no idea how to fight Faust in the NA section. So, yeah, I'm sure that the lack of knowledge is there. He has Mini Faust and the banana, which both hit. Bombs out.
Stuff, yeah, just going to the air. But, you know, Nage's going to catch on to that. He's going to start trying to anti-air him. Goes for it.
Oh, clips on the overhead.
Jump 2K. Probably going to wait a little bit to burst. Yeah,
Gold
waits
burst.
a little bit. It's kind of hard to burst versus Mei.
Goes for the Scarecrow. This is a big low. Banana peel. Gets
Oh,
the 2D.
gets the low.
Scarecrow
Oh,
again,
no.
Piercy. Justin, I think he tried to air throw actually, but he got jump dust anyway. Oh,
Justin Milton
no.
on the up back gets the trumpet. A good trumpet for once.
Double jump. He was forced into the jump.
Just
Oh, he
in the
tried
air.
to gold
Oh.
burst. Oh. That was all because of Trumpet, the best Faust item of all time.
Yeah.
He got the Trumpet, which forced Justin into the air, and then once he was up in the air, you know, he had nowhere to fall but right back into the pressure from Faust, right? So he had the jump 2H on block and then tried to go for a gold burst, maybe to get some pressure or something, or get the meter, but didn't work out.
Yeah. It's actually like a pretty common like comeback maneuver that I see a lot of players do when they have their gold burst. They're like, okay, if I can run up, play footsies with my invincible gold burst, I can just turn this around, get 100 meter. Did not work out. Nage did not hit a button there, and he just blocks it and punishes Justin.
Yeah, there's that big anti-air 5K 6H that you mentioned, and no burst on the table for Justin.
See if Justin can make the adaptation. You know, Justin always doing what's best for the community. Let's see if he can do what's best for the NA team, you know?
Meteors, more and more pressure.
Yeah, this is just pressure. It's all Nage.
Yeah, 2H Scarecrow mix up, but the jump out from Justin. Oh, 5K close slash. Nasty.
Good stuff by Nage. Really controlling the air super well versus Justin. 5Ks him. There it is, into 6H. Definitely his most rewarding anti-air option there.
Ooh, yeah, burst him back into the bomb now. So Justin, he didn't even try to hit it. Wow, got the double
Yeah, a lot of
throw.
afros. Might get the afro here. No, the afro disappears pretty quickly. Ooh, good stuff. Had the safe command grab there, essentially.
Yeah, because of the items.
Trumpet Stampede was coming through. All right, the detonation on the afro happens. Justin blocks it.
Oh, that was so
Nice.
clean. The weight set that up perfectly. Nage was just ready for it. His recognition of situational awareness on the items was so clean.
Yeah, super good. You get a lot of frame advantage if the opponent blocks. Nice supers. That's going to kill him. Man, good stuff by Nage. Gonna break Mei's shins real quick.
You know, you Faust players, really, you guys really talk a lot about how this character can't do anything. You know, I noticed that.
Look, man.
You guys talk a lot about it. I mean, Nage, he put his money where his mouth was. Confirmed his situational awareness was excellent. Cleans up over one of the strongest players to ever do it in the U.S. And I mean, that was extremely well played.
Yeah, you know, as expected from Nage, really good situational awareness, like you said. You know, Faust not the greatest character right now. A lot of Faust players are pretty low on him, but Nage actually not really agreeing with like all the Faust players. If you see the stuff he says on his Twitter, he's actually incredibly positive about the character. He's just really trying to figure out the best way to play Faust in this game, and honestly, it's like inspiring for me to just see how positive he is about the character. It's really good stuff, and you know, good display of the main matchup by him.
When
like,
he
Justin here.
threw the weight and then neutral jumped off of the weight, so like he did 2D item toss, and then when he did 2D item toss, he got weight, and then after the weight, he just neutral jumped to get a setup off of it. Like, I think awareness of situations like that is so important. You know, like he just sees the item and he makes the perfect decision every time. If you've ever watched if you've ever watched him train or do training mode or anything, it's always whoa. What just happened? It was a little weird looking for a second there, but yeah, I was gonna say, if you ever watch him do training mode or anything in any game, he just practices the same situation over and over and over in training mode, and whatever item he throws, he perfectly confirms off of it every time and always does the right thing.
Yeah, huge lab monster. And yeah, like you were saying with the ton weight, a big thing with ton weight in this game is, it creates the guard break situation. You get a ton of frame advantage to really get like a good mix-up opportunity. And like at the end there, he goes for the 2K into the 5D offense. It's really hard to block that. So Faust 2K is a multi-hitting low, and then any time in between it, you can cancel it into your dust, which is the overhead. It's really, really difficult to block, and it's super potent when Faust has the 50 meter to cancel off the dust.
Yeah, when you have meter, it's super dangerous for sure, because like without it, it's not so bad, right? His 2K just like you get hit by the bat or you eat the sweep, and it's like it's not so bad. It's just a chance to throw some items, but in that case, like when you have meter, it is very good. And he makes the perfect decisions, it feels like, in every situation, even though the game is new, really aware of what to do. And man, those any character where you get 5k 6h anti-airs a lot or interrupts the dolphins like that, it does a ton of damage, and you get space to do item, 1 item, 2 item, 3 items, and then that can really change the course of the match.
Yeah, for sure. The multiple item throws is definitely a hallmark of Faust gameplay in this version. In previous Guilty Gears, he had limitations on his item throws. In this game, you can just keep chucking them. You just keep throwing them one after another. And depending on the items that you get in a row, it can really create a chaotic situation that's really difficult for the opponent to deal with.
Or bad for Faust to deal with, right?
Or you get a trumpet and then you get really sad. But you know what? Nage got quite a few trumpets in that set, but he was able to grab most of them. He only missed the first one, but that's just how trumpet is. Trumpet, like the way I complain about this item a lot. I understand, and it's kind of warranted. I feel when you throw the trumpet, when you don't have like some item covering you ahead of time, if you don't have like a knockdown setup, it gets a little bit difficult. And just like the raw neutral game, if the first item you throw is a trumpet, that is the hardest trumpet to get by far. Because you're throwing the trumpet at the opponent, right?
Yeah.
And they're usually faster than you. They're closer to it than you. They'll do whatever, like, forward-moving special move to grab it. So
I'll give you credit. The first trumpet is the one he lost, but the rest of the trumpets were in his control. So, that's just good awareness. Sometimes you get unlucky. That's just the nature of Faust, right? You just throw an item that you don't want or you can't use in that scenario. So I get it. First item trumpet was pretty bad, but
yeah, I was
made the best of it. Yeah, you were so. The best part is I could see your face when it happened. Like chat doesn't get to see it, and you looked so miserable when you saw that trumpet go out. You looked like you were part of Team Japan. I was like, oh no.
I was like, come on, man. All right, up next we got Deb versus Nakamura. Deb going with Soul. She's been streaming a lot. She plays this game a lot. A lot of NA players consider her to be the strongest player in NA, actually. And I've played a lot of matches with Deb. She's super good with Soul. I think, in my opinion, probably one of the best Souls like in the game right now. And she's going up against Nakamura, who is a very old school Millia player for years. So let's see how the match goes.
Yeah, I love watching Deb play. I think her approach to the game is excellent, and I think, like you say, I think probably the strongest Soul just in general. I don't think the other Souls to me seem like they're as comfortable with the character, and I think in this game, relative to the other Soul players, this character really plays to her strengths, I think.
Yeah,
the burst early.
Really high damage, yeah.
Oh, that air throw. The one thing about this matchup, too, is that, Millia, it's tough to deal with, right? This character, no matter who you are, it is very hard to fight her, and she just overwhelms you, which is what you see happening here. Jump out of the disc. Uh-oh. Yeah. But if she gets hit,
stuff there.
She explodes, right? This is one of those matchups where it is Soul just swatting a fly, bursts on the table. Deb was trying to bait it.
Oh, RC's a little bit too late there. Yeah, that's just the story of this matchup, In terms of damage, Soul is just going to be the one that kind of is going to be able to output way more than Millia. But Millia applies the mixture, runs up and grabs. Deb did not expect that. Millia is so fast. Her dash speed is so quick. So many options to look out for her.
Yeah, and you see, so the way Deb plays the neutral in this matchup, and it's how a lot of characters fight Millia, you have to be preemptive, right? She's too fast to really stuff. She's just that kind of character. Great block on the cross-up disc. Oh, this is a punish.
Yeah, even early in the match, you just saw those far slashes just coming out from Deb, just to stop the potential dash approaches from Nakamura.
Yeah, the up back there, the challenge. Deb is not in a bad spot here, although got thrown out of her pressure twice in a row. Burst there on the close slash.
And Nakamura catching on to Deb's offensive habits. Big far slash there, kind of tries to bait the burst, but Nakamura does not give it to her.
Yeah, that's I think the second or third hit Deb's had where burst was on the table. Yeah, exactly right there. Just went for it. Burst was on the table both times, but just ran up for 5K, gets thrown out of it again. That 2-frame throw, but I think Deb was really trying to bait it, right? Like looking for the early burst, and Nakamura would not give it away, right? It was like, I'm not going to allow you to, take this burst. And I think because of that, really got away with a lot of the scramble situations.
Yeah, for sure. I think a hallmark of Deb's play is definitely her... Ooh, that was a really sick combo. Definitely her like situational character-specific awareness. That was a crazy combo, by the way.
Yeah, it's a lightweight combo that you can do. They don't fall into the second hit of BR like that, so you can combo off them and just, loop them essentially from corner to corner, which is a lot of damage because a lot of the characters that get hit by it don't have a lot of health.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw her try to set it up right there again with 2H into BR, but burst on block from Nakamura. Wants to fight for this round and has a lot of meter to do so. Yeah, 6P anti-air.
Yeah, Deb's made a really good adaptation in the neutral game here, not really letting Nakamura approach as freely as before.
That was a burst bait attempt, I think, on the close slash from Nakamura, and Deb this time just didn't take the bait and just goes for that, 5K, everybody's favorite button. And a lot of FDing on defense from Nakamura. That's why Deb, instead of just, staggering the pressure, just said, okay, if you're going to FD, I'm just going to hit far slash over and over.
Yeah, faultless defense adds those 2 extra frames of block stun. So, a move like far slash, already plus on block, you're just making it more plus. While she moves forward, it gets the throw. Perfect Nakamura. Great adaptation by Deb.
Yeah, if your opponent is not challenging far slash and is instead trying to FD, then you just hit far slash again.
You
right?
Hit it again.
Yeah, that's how you play the matchup. So really great adjustment from Deb in that second game. And, you see this is how it goes. If Millia gets going, gets the hit, it's like, well, this character is terrifying, right? If Soul hits Millia twice, she explodes. That's sort of the matchup, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah, Millia also one of the few characters that has their slowest attack is the 6-frame attack. So that far slash pressure is really difficult for her to deal with.
Oh,
wow!
It did so
oh my
much
God.
damage. I was like
so
waiting too. I was like,
damage.
oh, there's no clean hit DP combo here. Oh, she's dead. Like I'm just looking
Millia
at
does not have any health.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Meaty gunflame there.
In the game.
Oh no, the chip damage, FDing. Look at all that meter.
Pressure.
Nice. That was good awareness from
That's
Nakamura.
huge. Yeah.
Deb with the jump out. BB whiffs actually. This is huge. Cross up. And
Might see a burst early. Yeah, I was just about to say that you don't want to let the melee player get the momentum started with the disc Oki offense. So good early burst there.
Oh, that was cool.
That was an old school mix-up.
Oh, didn't get the forward RC, so yeah, has to kind of adjust the combo, but that was gonna be Deb.
No throw bait! Hates the throw, doesn't get the burst in time, and that's it for Deb. Oh my God, great shimmy on the throw bait there. That was so good by Deb. Puts a breadstick on Team NA's side. Let's go.
Do you remember in the very first match they played where Nakamura threw on every defensive situation? Like that was just every choice. It was like, I'm just gonna throw, I'm just gonna try it over and over and over. Deb runs up, baits it. That was clean. That adjustment was super good by Deb.
Yeah, for sure. The game that Nakamura won, he does the YRC at like the very end, gets hit by Deb's YRC and like is mashing the throw immediately. And I know Deb like kept note of that. I'm like, no way. Like I'm gonna punish you for this. And that's like a big part of Deb's playstyle. She like waits for like the moment to really capitalize and then just does the damage. I think compared to other Souls, a lot of Soul players kind of use their meter like a little bit earlier. I like that Deb kind of saves the meter for those really big moments to just capitalize on the damage, and really, really good stuff by Deb.
Yeah, and you see just like that situation on the screen, right? I mean, defensive throw is such a big part of Nakamura's plan. When Soul's running up to you, right? Like that's what you're always worried about. And so right there, I think that was really smart to just make that small adjustment in that situation. And yeah, again, right here, this is a really smart choice, I think, by Deb not to burst. Nakamura was looking to bait it by jumping there, it looked like maybe. And, unfortunately, doesn't get it. And Deb just ready with the 5K, 3 frames. We're always mashing that button. I want to give you, if you're playing against Soul, I'm hitting that button. It's not a win. It's just the answer is yes. Sick hit confirms too on the backdashes with that 6S. If you're just doing meaty 6S like that, you know, you have to be ready for someone to try to backdash or someone to hit a button and confirm if it hits raw like that, which is something that Deb is excellent at. And this killing, you love to see it.
Man, Soul does so much damage. You know, that is what Soul is known for.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, if you play Soul like it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a drop on the combo there. So when you get that combo, what you can do with Soul is do forward RC after the second hit on DP, and then you can get fast RC or quick RC into jump H. But if you mess it up, you know, you can just fall to the ground and do a little bit of damage anyway.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think in this exhibition, I think a lot of people expect Deb to kind of be the star player on the NA side. I expect her to do a lot of work in this exhibition going forward, and you know, just first match already, really strong showing by Deb. So
yeah,
it's good for a team NA. Let's go.
That adjustment was excellent too, right? That was a really good job of just recognizing most of the defensive decision making of her opponent, and yeah, that was excellent too. And the cool thing is, I think that Deb did a great job of just, you know, it's easy to just be like, man, every time I went for offense, I got thrown, and just be like upset, but to just immediately be like, okay, I just need to stop getting thrown, and make the adjustment is, I think, a really smart thing to do.
Yeah, you know, Deb, another really good thing about her is like she has really good character specific nuance, a lot of matchup understanding. So there were some setups that that Nakamura was doing like off of throw with disc, right? So disc after the throw isn't actually give you like the same setup as sweep into disc, right? So, you know, immediately Deb saw that, jumped out of the pressure, or did like a light DP. Like that's just such familiarity with just all the different character matchups for Soul. So that was like really good stuff by her.
Yeah, because the Soul in this game is like Exert Soul but juiced, right? So like, you know, Deb is an Exert Soul player and is excellent at really just little nuances in the character. So, you know, a lot of people who are coming into this game are trying new characters or playing their character. Deb is someone who's played a lot of gear, is very familiar with their character in that game, and then obviously in this game. So it looks like our next match coming up is going to be Lord Knight versus Goichi, which is going to be really interesting.
Boy.
This is this is a don't blank or you'll miss it kind of a match for sure.
Yeah, you know, Lord Knight, my teammate on Beast Coast, known for his really strong melee play. Actually had a tournament win recently in Panda's Bamboo Battles. So, you know, he's really strong right now, and he's been preparing a lot for this 10v10 that he's been telling me as well. And you know, Lord Knight is fighting against Goichi, who's playing Chip, who is also another really fast-paced character, just like Milia. So it's like a very high offense, high octane match. Both the lowest health characters in the game. So I think it's going to be a very violent match.
Yeah, I like watching this matchup because they both become high damage characters, right? So like both characters in this matchup, they do so much damage, and it is a really interesting matchup. Chip, I think, is a really strong character, and a lot of people are kind of catching on to his strengths and playing him more. You know, Goichi was playing a few different characters, and I think probably still will after this is over. But yeah, this matchup is going to be fun to watch, mostly because it is super fast-paced. A lot of people are also saying, you know, they don't know how good Milia is. They're not sure about her character strength. And every time LK is like, I think the character's good. You know, they tell me she's bad. I think the character's good. That's always
don't listen to the Milia down players. LK believes in his character Milia, and he has definitely been showing it with his play. You know, play speaks, I think, louder than words, right? And I think we're gonna see a really good showing by Lord Knight in this matchup. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and a very fast-paced matchup, and it's going to be like this a lot. Early knockdown disc goes low.
Yeah, you know, Goichi, a big thing that he's known for in Dragon Ball is his defense. So, you know, you're going to expect to see that in Guilty Gear as well. But, you know, already got the wall break from Lord Knight. Really good stuff there.
Oh, the Lush Shaker caught the DP, too. A lot of people will try to DP out of that pressure. Wow, burst? This is a hero burst for sure.
Lord Knight playing so clean.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Goichi went for it. Yeah, that was, you know, I love the slowdown. You know, LK gets that big lead and then just chills. Says, okay, you want to burst with 10% life. I'm chilling over here on the other side of the screen hanging out.
Yeah, Lord Knight is so good. Like, from a dash, you know, he really checks the neutral situation, sees where the opponent is, goes for the anti-air, goes for the far slash, depending on where they are. Really reactive, quick play from Lord Knight. That's definitely a hallmark of his Milia play. Really good air-to-air with the jump slash there.
Yeah, and the disc is out too. Great matchup knowledge to jump out, but then makes it nowhere,
Doesn't
basically.
matter.
Yeah, that close slash
Yeah.
from her close slash anti-air is excellent. It's such a good button.
Yeah. I saw Lord Knight use that a bunch in the Panda Global tournament, and it leads to such a good combo as well. You just fall with another jump slash, get another relaunch.
Uh-oh, this is a big chance for Goichi here as corner pressure, but yeah, that command dash, I love that LK has been using it. Didn't get close slash there, and so Goichi's alive on a pixel with a burst.
Ooh, Kappel's back into the corner though.
Uh-oh.
Finally, Goichi getting some offense there. Probably gonna see the wall ride combo. Oh, okay. Was about to mention if Lord Knight, but still gets the throw. Doesn't matter anyway. I was about to mention if Lord Knight knows the burst timing on Chip's wall ride combo, you can actually burst Chip into the corner and get corner offense.
I've seen that, yeah. If you burst on the second hit, right, of the wall hit combo, it puts Chip back into the corner. But yeah, he was ghost riding the whip, bursts out, immediately just runs up. I love how often LK uses command dash and pressure, and then when people are looking for the command dash, just staggers and tries something else, right? I think that that's such a good idea.
Yeah, there's some invincibility frames on it. The way Lord Knight uses the command dash, I think, is really interesting, and I think a lot of melee players aren't really doing the same right now. Nice.
Yeah, and then I love the sweep cancel, delayed disc, or command dash, or lush shaker, or do something else, right? Like just change up the option. I think is important.
Like another good air-to-air jump slash by Lord Knight. That's really been the name of the game versus Chip, who's such a multi, 3 jumps, right? Always going to be in the air, and
burst.
You have to. This is the burst though.
Yeah, that was rough. That was one of those burst timings where you're bursting as the RC is happening, which is a free burst punish, right? You don't even have to bait it. You've already done the work before it even starts. So Gamma Blade pressure in the corner. This is something we've seen a lot, and you saw the adjustment from LK. You saw that he was FDing there. He's FDing because of Gamma Blade, right? So you're further away, and then you can challenge the Gamma Blade before it reaches you.
Exactly. Gamma Blade really applies those plus frames, and you have to present like FD or hitting a button, or they'll just keep hitting Gamma Blade and getting plus. That killed? Oh my god!
Such great optimization by Lord Knight. In this matchup, high damage character.
Really a master. Yeah, I know, right? I'm sure that did nothing versus Potemkin.
Yeah, Potemkin was like, okay, that's 1/10 of my life. Oh, DP didn't even reach, gets 5K'd. And I mean, this is looking great for LK. Really good control in this matchup so far.
I think Goichi's trying to slow down the pace a little bit. Not really approaching as much now.
Yeah, and there's the throw.
Throws him out of a button there.
Again, that double jump after the throw, that's good awareness, as you mentioned. The disc is not meaty there, so you can't just get away with autopiloting it. DP is the close slash.
Yeah, I think Lord Knight was just kind of checking him there to see if he had the Milia presence. Nice! Oh, hits him with the 2S whiff cancel to 2H.
Yeah, that is so pesky. Oh, it didn't reach, but no punish because of it, actually. Oh, and no confirm from LK either. It could have been hair care into the world, but meter on deck.
Does the Alpha Blade. He hasn't done the Alpha Blade and finally brings them out for the end. Does the double cross-up. I was waiting for Goichi to bring out those cross-ups with the Alpha Blade, but he was kind of just focusing more on the Rekka and Gamma Blade pressure. Good stuff. He saved it for the end, and he was able to clutch the match out with it.
Yeah, and that whiff cancel to 2S2H is so good, by the way. It is so incredibly good, and it's so fast. Oh god, the unblockable.
Yeah, okay, the Alpha Blades are coming. They're coming.
He looked at the top of the screen and was like, "Oh, okay, it's time. It's time for me to start alpha blading." Oh, the command dash out.
It was under Chip's normal. That was so good. He's out of the pressure there. Yeah, good burst by Lord Knight. Doesn't want to get that corner offense started by Goichi.
Ooh, I think that was supposed to be close slash, run up close slash again, but didn't get it. Ah, the double dash H. Yeah.
This is going to lead to a really good setup. Same side. Oh my god. Lord Knight applying the mixture. Oh,
and you're Omega dead. Yeah, it's when she's just putting close slash on you and a close slash, you're just like, help, please help. I want to escape. It doesn't matter whether you have a DP or not. You are just in a rough spot, right? She's hard to get away from.
Oh yeah, and Lord Knight really familiar with Goichi's defensive options. He's played he's played Goichi in several different fighting games, so it was really good read on his fuzzy jump there, and it paid off.
Yeah, I love also that we're seeing a lot of air-to-air jump slash attempts from LK as well. Oh man, yeah, it's hard to tell.
Which
sometimes.
way was that?
Yeah, it's hard to tell if she can cross up because some ranges, when she air dashes, it won't cross up or not. Yeah, I love the YRC.
Right. Just keep the pace of the match in Lord Knight's favor. Fortnite looking really good right now to take it versus Goichi.
Yeah, and I mean, the 2H again, but was already committed to the Alpha Blade there. Good block on that 6K too, actually.
Oh, finally, the jump 2Ks are coming out. Oh no, the Saku got a kick. Oh, it's cross up for safe side. Which way is it?
And had meter that time. Gold burst, this is huge. Might just go for the super, actually. Uh-oh. Went low, super. Runs up.
Might see the bad moons. Oh! Bad moon? Oh, messes up the TK bad moon there. That was a huge drop.
Had the air hit.
Really good
I think that was a DP that he missed, and he was trying to bait it.
Oh, the 2Ks is too much. Oh my god, Lord Knight. Oh, that was such a big drop on that TK bad moon. Spended all his meter in the last game, last round. Let's see how it adapts.
It's even worse too because in that situation, the backdash. Oh, it didn't combo at that range.
Such a big drop.
That is brutal. Yeah, just the jump 2Ks and meaty gamma blade as well. Oh, sent it. Yeah, I was trying to go all in. Oh, this is so bad.
Oh, he's doing so many jump 2Ks. Oh, he does a DP without any meter. Even if he air blocked it there, he probably would have been safe anyway.
Oh, burst. Yeah, just built it. That was such good defense, though, from LK with the FD earlier on the Gamma Blade pressure.
Nice. Let's see what he goes for an offense. What a big read on the burst. Doesn't actually get a punish.
Oh, but he waited, too.
The burst bar is so high.
And the 6-8.
Goichi clutches it. Good stuff by Goichi. Oh, my God. Lord Knight had it. It was in his grasp. He had that match. But
yeah.
Slips away. Goichi, such a veteran, clutches it out. Much expected by her.
It was rough too because like there was a lot of moments there where Goichi, had an opportunity, and you can just tell LK was ready until maybe the very end. There was a part too where, like in the round before this, Goichi, I'm pretty sure tried to wake up DP, and I'm pretty sure LK tried to bait it. And when LK tried to bait it, I think Goichi just woke up 2S on accident, and then what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I did see that as well, and it counter hit him too, so it led to like really good damage as well.
Yeah,
oh, man, that gold burst I felt like was such a good situation in that round that was right before the final one, but he really flubbed his use of meter. Used it I think he just wanted to just end the game as quickly as possible, just keep the momentum up, immediately YRCs, and then immediately tries to go for the TK bad moon and messes it up. Oh man. Tough loss for Lord Knight, but really good stuff by Goichi. That was really clutch by him.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he really recognized like, okay, I can't play this slow and steady anymore, right? Oh, there was that TK bad moon that missed. Yeah.
Oh man, that was such a big drop. Yeah, the rising jump P. Still good stuff by Lord Knight to actually recognize that and PRC upwards to kind of save himself.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, it's an easy drop to make too, right?
Yeah,
that right there. I'm pretty sure I would bet that was a wake up DP.
Yeah, because he didn't continue with the rest of the string. I gotta imagine that was a DP.
Yeah, you see, that was a wake up DP, right?
That's gonna hurt. Everyone's been there, man. It's like, oh no, I know you're gonna DP on wake up, and then they mess up their input. They get a wake up fireball. They're like, yeah, I meant to do that.
It's like, wait, when the Ram players try to wake up super and they do wake up sword toss, and you're like, come on, man.
Yeah, you're like, come on.
You did not mean to throw that sword on wake up. Don't lie to me. And they're like, yeah, no, I didn't. They're like, I did not.
The Ram players, they're gonna lie to you. They're gonna be like, yeah, I meant to do that.
They're just like, that was intentional. Ram, she's so technical. I missed my wake up TK, and you're just like, no, don't lie to me. No. You tried to do super and you missed it.
Man, that was such good stuff by Goichi. Goichi has such a long legacy of being amazing at so many different anime fighting games. So it's no surprise that he's putting in work in Guilty Gear. I was really interested to see what his character selection would be in this game. Goichi is he's a strong character connoisseur. I think that's the best way to put it. So whatever character is really strong, he's going to be all over. And he's really, really good at optimizing what is really cheap in most fighting games. I've seen it so many times. I've experienced it myself in Dragon Ball FighterZ.
He is what you call a tier enthusiast.
A tier enthusiast.
A tier enthusiast. He enjoys what's at the top of the list, right? That is definitely his specialty, and he, I think, optimizes really well to his own playstyle, which is an important thing to do. And he optimized really well to the conditions in the last match. He was like, I think it's Alpha Blade time. I think it's Jump 2K time. And, you know, and that's a smart choice, especially because it doesn't get much further in this exhibition than NY to Japan. right? That's about as far as it's gonna get. And you saw that like the Justin Nage match is like 100 ms if you're on the West Coast or something, or near the West Coast.
Yeah.
So that was I think a crafty choice from Goichi to be like, I think
I see what
Alpha
you
Blade
mean.
is unblockable. I'm just gonna do some more Alpha Blades. I love that choice. Really cracked me up because I was like, he's beginning to believe. Like,
Yeah, he's learning.
Understanding. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
That's adaptation right there.
Yeah. You know, I think it's actually really interesting, the discourse around Chip right now for in Guilty Gear. You know, I think a lot of people are, you know, obviously talking about how good Ram and Soul is, but I think the discussion around Chip lately has been pretty interesting, and like how highly they're kind of rating him now. I think a lot of the JP players rate Chip really high, and for good reason. Like, he has such good options, and you know, some people are deterred by like his low health, but that's just like how he's always been. You know, he has really strong offense and can totally like overwhelm you with like all his movement options and like ground approaches. But you know, it makes sense that like he's really strong in this.
It makes me grumpy. Can I just say,
It
because
does, yeah.
chip players are like, I was playing so well and then I got hit. Like, man, my character has such low life, and I'm like, everybody would play well if their character could twerk around the screen, doing whatever they want, winning the ground game, winning the air game, being faster than the speed of light. Yes, I hope that you're winning until you get hit, because your character does whatever he wants all the time. Like, yes, I'm sorry you got hit. Okay,
Yeah,
I have no
the-
sympathy. I have no sympathy for you.
Don't listen to these Chip players and their propaganda. That sometimes I hit Chip after like he totally like makes me block the whole game, and I get one hit, and I'm like, damn, dude, I wish you had less health sometimes.
It's like,
make this hit matter more.
you know, sometimes you fight against like Milia players, and they're like, man, I did 7 mix-ups in a row. You're like, yes, you did 7 mix-ups in a row.
Correct.
You're literally just dashing around the screen, doing whatever, you know. That's just how it goes sometimes, right? That's just how the character are. Ram and Soul do a lot of damage, you know, but Chip is a character that is really strong, but just different from their archetypes, right? I think those characters are really straightforward and really powerful, so a lot of people are talking about them. But characters that take more finesse or more time to like execute and figure out, I think, are the kind of characters that people are coming around on. Like Nagoriyuki as well is, I think, another character where in the beginning everybody was like, this character, what are you even supposed to do with him, right? Like, he just seems like, oh, he just always goes into Blood Rage. And then somebody was like, what if we don't use special moves all the time? What if we instead hit our 90% of the screen normals? And everybody's like, how did you come up with that? And then it turns out the character is actually pretty good, right? He can do some good stuff. So, you know, it just depends on the character, how long or how quickly people come up with the right strategy for them.
No, yeah, for sure. It's actually really been cool to see all the Nagoriyuki players putting in work lately. Like, you know, shouts to Fame96, Hotashi.
That character is so cool.
Yeah, he's really cool, and I like the way he's like developing. I think it's really interesting on like how they're managing the blood gauge, right? Because everyone's before is like, oh, you know, you can't do his specials. You go to Blood Rage, you just lose it all. It's like, if you just like kind of manage the blood meter a little bit better, you know, you get a lot of damage still, you know, while not putting yourself in Blood Rage. So I it's really cool seeing that character develop, and the styles of the way you can play him, I think, really varies a lot by the player.
Yeah, and it looks like currently the score, I see a lot of people asking, it's 3-1 in Japan's favor right now, in case anybody's wondering. So we've been through a few matches, and it seems like we're going to take a little break to get everything sorted and situated. We'll come back with more 10v10 action right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to our NA versus Japan 10v10 exhibition for Guilty Gear Strive. Hopefully, everybody's been enjoying all the action so far. Action has been really fun to watch. It's 3-1 in Japan's favor, and you're not up quite yet. The U.S. has sent in Losel, which is why we've had a little break here to get everything sorted out, send him in. He has like a very unique setup, I think, compared to everybody else. So when he has to get sent in, we're changing stuff around, and his opponent is going to be Dogra.
Yeah, for sure. So Losel, a really good player in Exerd, really known for like his Elfelt and like really high placings throughout all of like Exerd's history. I think a lot of people would say, in terms of results of the NA players, he probably had like the most illustrious like history with Exerd with his Elfelt play, and it's gonna be really interesting seeing him going up against Dogra and his experience in Guilty Gear. Really known for his Robokai in like the Accent Core era. He was definitely really good at using Robokai's like defensive capabilities, really good at like risk assessment. And he also put in work in Exerd as well, like Losel with his Sin and Raven.
Yeah, I think he really likes picking some Looney Tunes characters, I gotta say. Robokai, to me, is not a real character. I don't even know what he's doing 85% of the time. I fought against him so much, and I still am like, yep, okay, this is, all right, cool. I'm just gonna nod my head and pretend I see what's happening. But in this game, he's been playing Zato, which I think is a really interesting choice. I think a lot of people, again, were kind of unsure about where Zato was, and they're like, I don't know, man, he doesn't seem very good. And then they were all like, wait, this move seems pretty good. And they started to figure out the character. And now, obviously, there are a lot of people messing with the character and playing Zato. And I think he's really dangerous for sure, especially once he gets going. I mean, that character is a nightmare to deal with on defense. And he has really strong ways to control neutral against a lot of characters with the options that Eddie has in this game.
Yeah, for sure. I think his neutral control is quite strong with Eddie. The major thing to look out for is the giant frog and oppose. Oppose is like when Eddie just kind of like pops up and stands there, he just kind of guards a bunch of attacks.
He does this. Yeah, he shakes his hands and then he just absorbs everything that you do.
Yeah, like absolutely everything. You can't really break it. The only thing that really breaks it, like that you'll probably see the most often, is Red RC. So if the other player doesn't really have any meter to deal with it, you just got to deal with the pose. Like all your buttons and stuff are just going to get eaten by it. And while you're dealing with that, he can also throw out the frog, which goes super far and really, really fast. You have to really take care of like the way you approach the ground game versus Zato, because if you just throw out buttons, like you're just going to get hit by the frog and like get all your buttons eaten up by Oppose.
Yeah, and if you get hit by Frog, you're going to explode, right? That's one of the main things about this character, is that Frog hits twice, and then he runs up and combos off of it as it's hitting you. It's like equivalent to Nobiru from Exerd or older games, if you're familiar with that, and it is brutal. Especially when, he gets in the corner. He has Drill for pressure, and then obviously he can use Oppose on offense as well and just absorb whatever hits you're trying to do. Like, the pressure is brutal. He has really good mix-ups that are really strong out of his falling mix-ups, like neutral jumping while Drill's on you. It's brutal. So if you are really technical and like characters that are complicated and have a lot of work that go into them, he is quite a strong character to play. And on the other side, Losel is playing Anji in this game. Obviously, no Elfelt to play. So Anji is, I think, a really interesting character. We saw, obviously, the mirror match earlier, but he is like so... I'm so interested to see what his way of dealing with Zato is, right? Because like he kind of goes forward, whether it's with Fujin or Spin or Ko,
Yeah.
right? And so like I would love to see what his take is going to be, whether
Like-
he's going to wait to snipe Eddie or if he's going to be the one that approaches.
Yeah, for sure. I also think it's like, yeah, for sure, really surprising that Lost Soul would pick Anji going from Elfeld in past Guilty Gear. But yeah, I'm actually pretty interested in how he's going to deal with destroying Eddie, because that's a really big part of fighting the character, is destroying the little shadow on the floor with like a normal. With Anji, he'll probably use like Fujin or maybe some of his like lower to the ground hitting normals to like break Eddie, but you have to do it in kind of like a safe way. You don't want to take too much risk, because Zato himself can punish you for trying to punish the shadow. So
yeah, the way they work is in tandem, right? Which is the design intention is that Zato covers Eddie and Eddie covers Zato. So if you're trying to hit one, the other is probably trying to hit you. So it's usually you have to try to be safe about it killing Eddie, but it's a lot of the times you're gonna eat like 2S in a drill or like 2S 5H or something, and you're just like, well, I took 20% and I killed Eddie. Now I have to try and hit Zato before Eddie meter comes back, right? And before I'm in a dangerous position. So, it's always a bit of cat and mouse, and it's always interesting to play matchups like this. And I'm really excited to watch it, honestly, because I think Zato is a character that I really enjoy watching, especially as people develop and get more familiar with him.
Yeah, for sure. I think Zato's super, super cool. I love his animations in this game too. You see his wind pose, he does a little dance, and you see little Eddie like clapping his hands during the drill.
The Eddie clap is
it's great.
The Eddie clap is like inspired. I'm so mad at how cute they made Eddie, even though it's just a shadow demon monster. And I love that you don't even say kill Eddie, you say destroy. Like that is you're like you're not supposed to hit Eddie, you must destroy him. Like it's so if you've ever been hit by Zato, then you definitely want him dead, because Eddie he's just the worst. Like he's such a nightmare to deal with. So yeah, I'm really interested in this matchup, and this is one of those things where, like, especially early in the game, if you don't know, you very quickly find out how rough the situation you're about to deal with is.
Yeah, for sure. I think another really big thing about fighting Zato in this game is how much meter you have on your own side, because YRC is actually like a really good way to deal with a lot of the Eddie like shadow pressure. When you YRC, it actually destroys Eddie, like the little Eddie. And as the Zato player, like you have to do offense very differently when they have the 50 meter, because otherwise you'll work hard to like get to this offensive situation and then just spend their 50 meter, little Eddie is gone. So I see a lot of players that fight against Zato kind of use their meter that way. So let's see what Lost Soul is able to do versus Zato, because I've never seen this matchup, Anji versus Zato. Like,
yeah, and especially you mentioned it, you brought up RC to deal with the pose, but YRC and RC are both really important, right? Because it's not fair. It's 2v1, man. Like, he's got a little homie. You have nobody on your side, so you have to spend your meter to get rid of it. And it's not like when Eddie's not out, Zato's not scary, but obviously his damage and reward is much lower. Like, him hitting you with like 2H5 or 2S5H drill is like, you don't really care that much, right? I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So I think risk assessment is a super important part about this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I think when Zato players, kind of lose their little Eddie, a lot of the time they're kind of just trying to stall, they're trying to just waste a little bit of time, play some, not because, the solo neutral reward for Zato isn't really high. Like you're just kind of trying to wait and get your little Eddie back so you can get back to what Zato does best, which is applying the pressure with little Eddie.
Yeah.
So it's all about working around how the opponent like destroys little Eddie and, making it a risk for them to do so.
Yeah, and it seems like maybe there was an issue that Lost Soul had with connecting or capturing or something like that. So I think he's restarting the game to try to get in there and fix that. But if you've been playing Guilty Gear Strive, you might know the feeling. So, sometimes it takes a second there to get into the park and brandish your weapon of choice. What weapon does your avatar have? I'm a big broom fanboy.
I have the scalpel, but I also use the katana on PC. I had the scalpel because I play Faust. I obviously gotta have the scalpel. But my current avatar, the whole look is like it's just the Faust outfit, but I have a clown face. And anytime anyone asks me, it's like, why do you have a clown face on, Vineet? It's like, because I play Faust, man.
It's absolutely despicable. That I shouldn't. I think anybody who solo dresses up as their character, to me, is like
It's weird.
I don't mess with it. It's not I can't handle that for me. And not only that, but I'm definitely a broom gamer. I've been wielding the
Broom
broom
gamer? Okay.
since the original beta, like the first one that everybody got to play. I've been a broom fan as long as I can remember. And I don't know why it's so funny to me that they just hold the broom up, but like it just fills my heart with happiness because I think it looks so silly. I just can't. There's something about holding the broom, like just like everybody else has swords and stuff, you know.
Yeah, they're all
with the broom.
I got my broom.
I'm here to clean up. Like it.
Dude, do you know what the crazy thing is? Some players they like legit make themselves like in the game. There's like so many options in like the avatar creation. Like Deb has like basically created her VTuber avatar perfectly in the lobby form. It's actually like really cool. But yeah.
Is that weird to create yourself? You think like it's weird, right?
I mean, I feel like if I made myself, it wouldn't really look like me. You know, like I don't know. Maybe, like, I feel like the options aren't there to like really stick out. It's like I'll just look.
My avatar is me.
It is, yeah. I saw your hair. Actually, no. I did see your hair. They did nail your hair pretty well in the lobby.
It's actually the thing is at first I was deciding how silly of a character I wanted to make, and then there is a hair option that is. I was like, okay, I should probably just make myself. So he's literally just wearing like a hoodie and like skinny jeans and like sneakers with a broom. So if I had a broom, it would basically be the exact same. Like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, which I think is the plan. And also, even worse, I get mistaken for literally any other white human on the planet. In the avatar, I think sometimes I see someone and I think it's me and I try to move it and it's just another white lobby avatar guy walking around. That has happened to me like 3 times so far in the game where I just think I'm somebody else and it's not me.
What's your in-game name again? It's like Rollback something. I forget.
Well, in the betas, it was Rollback Fan 69420.
Yeah,
But in the release, it was Sajam briefly, and now it's Soul Jam Guy, which is what I usually used to use when I played Plus R. Yeah. I figured that was the right name. Everybody always asks why I don't play Jam, and I'm like, I have friends, dude. I'm not trying to be a Jam player, you know?
For sure.
So I just can't do it with that character. It's not for me.
Man, yeah, I wonder if Jam will come back. You know, there's I feel like the characters that'll come back in the like the DLC for this game. I think they announced a lot of them aren't returning. It's like new characters and like one returning. I forget exactly, but I'm actually pretty excited to see what characters come back.
The only character to me that I'm really interested in is Sin. I would love to see Sin redesign. I really hope. Boy. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about the story or anything, but I hope that he just like is the character, you know, like I hope that they just put all the emphasis on Sin because I'm not even really a Soul player. I am a Sin player, and I really want that character back. He's so cool. I love him. He's such a fun character to play, and I think his resource management is really interesting. I think he's such a fun character, and I would love to have him back.
Yeah, for me, there's not really any like returning Guilty Gear characters that really speak to me more than Faust. Faust, I already got my character essentially, right? But if there was one, maybe I'd want Raven. I think Raven would be.
Would you dress up as Raven with a clown mask in the lobby? With the
clown. Maybe if Raven was bad. That's why I have the clown mask when I play Faust. Because
you Faust player. Maybe if Raven is bad, you Faust players are despicable. You guys, I can't wait until the first offline tournament where the Faust players have a Game Shark in their arcade stick that makes it so they throw perfect RNG every item. You guys are all cheaters. Yeah. You guys are despicable. I can't trust you as far as I could throw you.
Oh my god.
I can't stand you guys. Every time you say something about Faust, I just get grumpy immediately. I'm like, of course.
So yeah, we're still having a few lobby issues at the moment. So we actually might swap out Lost Soul with somebody else. But you know, we're still trying to do our best and get into the next match as soon as we can.
Yeah, it's looking like he's having issues maybe connecting to the match or something. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's with the capture or if it's with the match. That's the part that's confusing. So we'll see. I think it's just yeah, apparently it's just a no connection situation. You know, sometimes you have to have the other person sit on the station. Sometimes you have to sit on the station. Sometimes you don't have any dual station information. You know, sometimes it's just like that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, for this event, you know, we're going with like the park matches. I think they're probably like the most stable in terms of like the lobby. And you know, it's a couple hiccups, but no, once we get back into it, I think it'll, I think it'll run pretty smoothly. Like we were able to like rematch like pretty quickly, which I was like pretty happy about. I was like, all right, let's go. Let's get into these matches.
I love reading in the chat. Lobby's got hands. That's my favorite thing. Like I don't know why
Yeah.
it makes me laugh so much. Lobby's got hands. Well, it seems like, unfortunately, the issues that we have compounded to the point where we're going to have to skip on Lossel, and then we're going to come back with, it sounds like Nokami against Dogra instead, maybe. So that might be the match we're having. So we're going to take a little break to get that all figured out, chat room. So get a snack, get up, stretch, do all that kind of stuff. We'll be back with more 10v10 action in just a little bit.
Reflecting me, what do you wish for? 'Cause I want to know you. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. Your arms holding me. What have you lost? It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Your voice comes to me like crystal clear water. I never want to forget you.
Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you've been enjoying all the action. If you've been tuned in from the beginning, we've had a bunch of issues trying to get everything sorted out in the parks, but hopefully we'll have a Zato mirror for you and try to get everything going. We're trying to be as creative as we can with as many solutions as possible to make this happen, and hopefully it all works out okay. So far, if you've missed it, it's 3-1 in Japan's favor, and then it is a 10v10. We had some issues with Lost Soul connecting to a few people, so we're going to try to figure out some solutions to that. Otherwise, we're just going to have to keep going with whatever matches we can do.
Yeah, so next up, we're actually going to have Nokami versus Dogra, and that's going to be a Zato mirror, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Nokami recently won Panda Global's PC tournament, so he's been putting in a lot of work lately with Zato, and I think his play with Zato has been really interesting. But the Zato mirror is something else, and he actually played it recently in the grand finals of the Panda Global PC Bamboo battle against I think Macho Mexican. So he's got a little experience in the Zato.
Why is it called
already.
the Bamboo Battle? It makes me laugh every time. I don't know. There's something about that, but it looks like it is a mirror. One cool thing about this matchup, at least, is you can tell which Eddie and which Zato is which because their entire color changes, right? So you can see which color is which for which Eddie just by looking at the character, and it gives it away.
Yeah.
Oh man, hopefully neither of them is playing the all-white Zato. Oh, that's cheating, actually. This is
on the snow stage?
That's actually cheating. This is like the smug tech all over again. You pick the same color on this stage. They're banned. I call the shots. Cheating.
Oh man, this intro's so sick.
Yeah, this character's cool. Alrighty, oh yeah, it's white and purple, I see. So Dogra in the purple, it looks like here. And yeah, Eddie's out early. Doesn't get both hits of the leap, but the drill pressure jumps out of the 5D. And that's something that is really good about this character. So when he gets pressure, he can actually use his Eddie pressure along with the dust so that he can get something off of it, which I think is really strong, honestly. It's something about this character that I think really makes 5D a scary option, when for a lot of characters it's not.
Yeah, for sure. Normally when you fight, do the uncharged dust, you have to spend some resources to combo off of it. But Zato, he can just combo off of it with Eddie and get pretty good damage off of it. That doesn't have Eddie there, but had the 50 meter to combo off of it with the RC.
Yeah, and just doing 2S drill to try to get some space. One thing about this character too, nice 6P. I was going to say that it's kind of difficult to hit him out of the air, and so 6P is a good option when he's coming down like that, because I think regular anti-airs, at least in my experience, have not been super consistent.
Yeah, for sure. The 6P for Zato doesn't really lead to a knockdown, so to speak, on a ground hit. You kind of, nice throw by Nokami there. That's definitely a big part of Nokami's gameplay. He really opts to use the normal throw with Zato more than the command throw, I'd say. And throws them into the frog.
Oh, that was a bait on the YRC, but yeah, it was already backdashing, so not a lot to get there. And yeah, the little piercer had Eddie do the work for him. So long first round, but Nokami gets the better of it.
Yeah, that was a big thing I talked about earlier. Using YRC versus Zato to beat the little Eddie. It was really good recognition by Nokami to avoid it and not get his little Eddie killed.
So Dogra wins the Eddie battle here, gets the close slash into the 2D. Something that, you have to watch out for in the corner. Oh, no. Yeah. So I think a lot of the times people try to get hit or they backdash to try to escape the Eddie pressure, but good Zato players will confirm that, and really take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think he was afraid of Dogra going for the command grab there. Probably went for the backdash to get a punish on it, but, he just kept doing the Eddie pressure and got the really good corner combo there.
Yeah, gets the counter hit on the far S.
Finally get some Eddie pressure here. YRC, Eddie's gone, just like that.
Yeah, smart, right? You have to do that. And Frog there ran out of Eddie gauge, so this is pretty good. Oh, uses the sword. That actually air to airs, and it puts Eddie out. Yeah, so sandwiched here. Gets low, but no confirm off of it.
Nice. Yeah, he tried to jump out of that. He's just doing pressure without Eddie, and it's enough to kill him with just the regular throw. Damn. Applying the offense, he didn't even need little Eddie to do it. Eddie just gets the kill there with the throw. That was really good stuff by Perry.
Regular throw into the OTG after, and I think that's something that Nokami, as you mentioned, really likes a lot. He likes to do a pose or just run up into regular throw. It's a really common option, and honestly, it's really solid. I think that this character is very scary because, you're always in this kind of pressure. Yeah, charge dust behind the drill, and, that's the pressure we see a lot. Have to be careful.
Yeah,
with
that
the
was a little bit surprising. You know, I thought he would do the uncharged dust to combo off the Eddie, because you know the uncharged dust is a lot faster, a lot harder to react to. But he went for like the greedy or kind of charged dust, gets the command grab. That was so sick.
They both did leap, right? And just like the eddies clash in the air. It's just like, yep. Empty low. That was nice. Gets the meaty drill.
Nice. Yeah, something to note actually about Zato is if you break a throw with him, that actually counts as like a hit on Zato and also kills little Eddie.
Yeah, it prevents situations where like as you're reeling from a throw, then you know you just got Eddie doing
Just
something. You're
call
like,
Eddie, yeah.
please stop.
Yeah.
But that's always how it happens. So, yeah, I mean, oh wow, that gold burst barely hit. But that is a really rough spot to find yourself. Yeah, I guess spending the meter here on defense is fine, but oh, the RC.
That was beautiful. Yeah, you can't combo off of the off the 2S into the drill there unless it's a counter hit. It was a normal hit, and he confirms into the RC to get the combo. That was really good awareness by Nokami. Wouldn't have got the kill anyways. There it is. That's the Nokami classic. Throw them into the oppose.
Yeah, just unfortunately the 2H didn't reach right there. I think maybe a little dash would have helped, but wall's gonna break here. Does not use the super to wall break. I actually would have been close to killing if he did Amorphous, but I guess maybe saving the meter instead.
Yeah, I mean, Nokami's got full control of this match already.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
the
Good
hard
anti-air by
call-out.
Nokami. That was so clean by him. And yeah, like, you know, the experience, I feel like in the Zato mirror, like very recently, I feel like kind of paid off. He was really in control of that match the whole time. Didn't really feel too out of their element. I feel like a lot of players, when they play the mirror match, look a little off, right? They're a little bit confused. It's like, what? I'm fighting my own character? Come on. But,
Yeah, like,
you know,
what's happening
Nokami
here?
played that super well.
What's funny too is that, you know, a lot of these like kind of scrambly situations I think really paid off. Yeah, just runs up, hits 2H, says, yeah, this will probably hit. Yeah, this seems like a pretty good move. But yeah, I mean, Nokami, I think, like, you know, a lot of those situations were very scrambly, right? And just made the better of a lot of them. I think Dogra didn't really get a lot of the momentum. And in a matchup like this, if your Eddie dies and you're stuck on defense, I mean, Zato really struggles there. And so, you know, regardless of whether it's the mirror, you know, being on defense against this character is pretty rough.
Yeah,
OTG.
not a whole lot of defensive options. His fastest button, you know, like I was saying earlier, the slowest buttons in this game are 6 frames, and Zato is one of those characters whose fastest button is a 6-frame attack. So it's really hard to get out of some offense as him.
Yeah, especially because, you know, you want fast buttons to challenge in between gaps where you can hit Zato if the Eddie pressure is not tight. And, you know, we saw a lot of that in this matchup, right? There's a lot of moments where other characters maybe could have challenged the run up and hit Eddie or something. And just in that situation, it didn't even come up. So excellent work, Nokami, putting the US back on the board. So it's 3-2 after the first 5 matches that we've had so far.
Nice. Good stuff to Nokami. Also, happy birthday to Nokami.
Oh, yeah.
Shoutouts to him. Yeah, happy birthday, Nokami. I'll get some happy birthdays in the chat.
Dang, perfectly timed. Yeah, I didn't even realize. I totally forgot that was today. I saw people tweeting about happy birthday. So that's awesome. I mean, it's really cool, too, because, you know, what's it called? He could try to pull his team into a W on the birthday. And if you lose Team NA, you let him down.
Yeah.
That is the worst birthday present you could have ever given. So don't lose.
My man Dogra being a homie, giving Nokami the W birthday present. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dogra. As Team NA gets closer to tying this up. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, and I'm really interested in this next match too. You know, all the players are going to play before we get any repeat players. So if nobody knows the format, which we talked about at the beginning of the stream, it's Waseda style. So you Zoomers out there, you might be familiar with Pokemon. Pokemon style is one style of team tournament where whoever wins stays on and then plays the next person that comes out, right? Unless you swap out or something. But in Waseda style, that's not how it works. There's 10 players, and it's NA player 1 and Japan player 1, and then player 2 and player 2 play, and player 3 and player 3 play, and that goes all the way through the entire thing until after everybody has played, all 10 matches have happened. Then you have repeats to see who is the last player on whatever team's standing. So the reason we do that format is so that everybody gets to play. If you've ever watched a team tournament, let's say that, you know, Nokami just beats 6 people in a row. You might not see everybody from Team NA even play, and this is about showcasing all the characters, all the players, all the matchups. So that's kind of the reason for the format here.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, it's really nice to see all the character diversity as well by like in this format. That was like a big part of why I wanted to go with this format. And you know, like seeing an Anji mirror, a Zato mirror, like what are the chances of that? I feel like that's that's so cool to see, and it's only something that would really happen in a format like this. Otherwise, people be like, "Oh, it's playing Anji. Let me throw in the chip," like something like that.
Send in
So
the
actually,
chip.
yeah, it's really cool, and the players, they have to adapt and like just be prepared for like these really weird matchups.
I know why this format got picked, and it's because you're a Faust player and you don't want to play any chip players. I get it. It's fine. I understand the secret to your success, all right? You're over here rigging it so that you don't have to play against chip. It's fine. It's fine. I get
Tell
it.
them, don't
Yeah,
tell
it's
them
fine.
the truth. Don't tell them the truth.
I know how it
All
works.
right, so our next match, we actually got Sonic Fox versus Koichi, and Sonic Fox. There's so much to say about.
Oh, you
this
mean the
player's,
Dragon Ball
like-
match? Yeah, I saw them play the.
Yeah,
Sonic Fox.
I had to emphasize the K in the Koichi there. But yeah, Sonic Fox. There's so much to say about their accolades in fighting games. I've seen them play a few different characters throughout Strive, but the character they're definitely known the most for is their Leo. Their Leo offense is absolutely terrifying, and I can tell you firsthand from playing Sonic Fox in Dragon Ball, is when they get in your head and they know your defensive habits, it feels like the end of the world. Every neutral interaction they get on you feels so much more rewarding because they're going to open you up just instantly. They just know how you're going to defend. And I felt like Leo is just a perfect character that really emphasizes that type of play style. So it's no surprise that Sonic Fox is playing Leo.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is, there's a few characters that Sonic was thinking about, as you mentioned. Leo, I think, really emphasizes strong RPS, right? So anytime you put a rock, paper, scissors situation where it's like, I'm going to do some offense and you have to guess what it is, Sonic Fox they just know, right? They are 100% aware of what you're going to do on defense, and they just run you over. And on the other side, Koichi, who I knew as a Ino player before, is playing Milia, actually, which I'm really excited to see because we have a few Milias on here, and this character is really fun to watch, and I think really kind of interesting in the early parts of the game where people have not been that hype about this character.
Yeah, for sure. Koichi's always been known for his Ino play throughout the Guilty Gear series historically, but he's also played Milia a little bit before in some previous Guilty Gears as well. He's very known for his technical character selection. So, going with Milia in Strive is no surprise to me.
Yeah, I mean, even recently, I was like, oh yeah, Koichi, Milia player, you can go, or Ino player, go check that out. And I was like, oh wait, actually playing Milia in this
Yeah,
game?
he's playing Milia, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's good to know. So it looks like the match is already going, and wow, 2H.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, the big thing I've noticed with Koichi's play is definitely very heavy air movement. You see right there, jump, air dash, capple. That's going to be a really big hallmark of Koichi's play. He does the wake up super.
Yeah, just sends it on wake up with a winger. One thing to know as well is that Sonic really, really loves the wake up DP. I mean, you're going to see it a lot. It's a really strong defensive option, and there's a reason you see it so much. Overhead hits, super on the back
Just
turn.
builds the bar for that. Nice. And yeah, like you were saying about Sonic Fox's flash kicks, obviously you're going to see them in the defensive scenarios, but you see Sonic Fox just throw it out in neutral sometimes. You never know when Sonic Fox is going to let that flash kick rip.
Yeah, this character, this character is
Like-
terrifying. Uh-oh, this is bad.
Uh-oh.
Overhead. Oh, he went for the dash up throw, but it was actually a little too early.
Yeah, he FD'd the overhead, so, it was not really a great situation. Normally, has to burst Sonic off.
Yeah, flash kick, of course.
Exactly, just like that.
And, yeah, and now you're up in the air. Flash kicks again. Flash kicks again.
Oh, man. Sonic Fox is feeling it.
It's gonna
Just
happen,
letting him
isn't it?
know.
Another flash kick coming. Oh,
Wasn't
that
doing
fireball that
anything to
time.
stop them. Just letting all these flash kicks rip and offense just go wild, but gets the wall break with the super. Finally, get maybe some momentum here. Punishes the backdash. That was actually a pretty good read.
Oh,
That's a
the
punish
super.
on the...
That was so
Oh
good.
my
Every
God.
Leo player on the planet does reversal
Yeah.
S fireball after a burst.
That-
So that was
Absolute
super
classic.
smart.
Yeah, he absolutely saw that coming a million miles away. And Sonic Fox, kind of trolling, try to let Koichi know and kind of bit him there. That was good.
Uh-oh, goes
And
low.
now, they're just applying the offense just as expected.
Oh,
Enough?
didn't reach. And Millian's going to make it out of there. Yeah, the wall had taken a beating, basically. You could see it on the hit before that. 2D goes for the OTG and the chip kill. Yeah, Sonic really got the offense going. And one of the biggest strengths of Leo, which you saw in that match in particular, is he doesn't care about the wall, right? Like, the wall was avoided for, 4 mix-up scenarios in a row because he can side-switch mid-screen. So he doesn't care about the wall health. He can just mix you up regardless.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, the cross up is a huge part of Leo's offense. You have to really focus on it. Like the main punish for the cross through with Leo is a throw. But you know, if you're really over focused on that, all the overhead, the low, the command grab, all that stuff becomes way harder to deal with.
Yeah, which I mean is cornerstone to the kind of way that Sonic Fox plays, right? Just overwhelms you, so even the quote unquote simple options to stop become hard to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, the S-Disc there. I like that Sonic has been kind of slowing it down a little bit. Defensive throw there, we haven't seen that too much. And the flash
Yeah, I
kick.
wonder if that was. Yeah, you know, you think just because they don't have the meter to make it safe, it'll stop Sonic Fox from flash kick? No, it will not.
Yeah.
The meter to make it safe.
I like that 5K attempt with the backdash. Kind of scooted Koichi away. Round on the board. And a pretty important round to kind of slow things down here.
Yeah, yeah. You can't let Sonic Fox get cooking because when they get started, it's really hard to stop them. The flash kicks don't stop. You can't stop Sonic.
I love that Koichi respected the flash kick and then Sonic waited and then there was no mix-up because of it and then flash kicked after.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the plan, right? It was like, oh, yeah. And also, Koichi doesn't seem to have matchup knowledge maybe that you can do 2 lows with Leo before, you know, you go overhead. So maybe the fuzzy timing is just bad or what. I'm not sure, but just getting hit low a few times in a row there. Oh, no punish, but yeah, it might not matter here.
Does the hair car, but doesn't spend the meter to make it safe. And, you know, Sonic just took their turn right afterwards.
I love Sonic just like, that's the Leo player classic. Miss the 2K, just like, yeah, I'm going to do the 2D anyway.
Oh my god, all these flash kicks. You can't stop Sonic. They will always flash kick.
Every single time. Oh, gets counter hit there. And burst is on the table here for Sonic as well on defense. So if you get hit by the mix, yeah, there's the burst. And Koichi was completely ready.
Yeah, big punish on it. Sonic finally getting punished for some of these options. Yeah, completely avoids the flash kick there.
Uh-oh.
Really good adaptation by Koichi.
This is
Trying
a
to
little
finally come alive.
scary. OTG.
But-
burst is baited. Uh-oh, she's got wake up super again.
No, in the meter penalty.
Oh,
not
the
enough.
reversal, you saw it. Baited it
Oh,
out.
tries to bait the wake up super.
Flash kick.
Flash kick.
Oh, it went
Oh,
for the fireball.
super.
Okay, that was
Oh
like
my God.
the guess there was like, do you do 2D into flash kick? What are you gonna do? And Koichi was like, I'm just gonna super. I'm just gonna do it.
Oh my god, what level of Yobi, what kind of level of meta was that? Everyone, I'm sure, was expecting the flash kick after the sweep, but Sonic does the projectile instead, and the Koichi supers? So weird.
Yeah, and you
Crazy
saw
choices.
Sonic was really respectful of the wake up super there, right? Like, was waiting for it, and then that got us into this final 50-50 situation. So, yeah, a really wild one for sure. Early air-to-air goes Koichi way, but this is a really fast-paced match, right? And I think
was
Sonic was just not able to get too much offense in the last one until the very end.
Yeah, for sure. I was just about to say maybe this is gonna stop Sonic Fox from shooting as many flash kicks as they are, but they just the first wake up they already flash kick and getting the corner offense.
Ooh, OTG, nice! That's
Nice.
great matchup knowledge.
Yeah,
The backdash right there, knowing that setup
the
and
flash
knowing
kick again.
this is just so smart. Yeah, Koichi, you can see a little bit of homework right there for sure, 100%.
All right, Sonic, calm down a little bit on the flash kicks. Maybe just a tiny bit.
Yeah, that was just completely aware of the situation and Sonic's tendencies.
Yeah, that was really good stuff. So yeah, Sonic actually doesn't seem to be too familiar with the post-throw offensive situation we were talking about earlier. That disc is not meaty. You can actually kind of jump out of it, but Sonic is just respecting it and definitely making Sonic take a lot more offense than they should.
I love that Koichi is just going to the air too. One thing about Leo is, you know, can't really reach you up there a lot of times without flash kick, right? So without charge, I mean, yeah, he kind of just prowls
Yeah,
around on the ground.
Really hard to catch.
Koichi's so smart. Burst on the table finally does it. But this has been rough. Yeah, Koichi just staying in the air. I love it so much. The backdash to seal it.
Backdashes again. Wow.
That was a great adjustment.
Honestly, yeah, really good adjustment by Koichi. So, as expected, you know, a really long-time Guilty Gear player. That was great adaptation by him. The backdashes, I think, were such a huge adaptation to Sonic Fox's offense. Backdashing the guard break move that Leo has, and just like backdashing, like just kind of the normal timings and the staggers that Sonic was doing, really got him out of a lot of those offensive situations where most players would just get completely steamrolled.
Yeah, I think Koichi was really smart to just kind of hang out in the air and just not fight on the ground, right? Like, it is difficult for Leo in those situations to like really chase in that kind of a position. And I also love the biggest part to me was in the corner. Sonic had the knockdown, went for 2K OTG into the stomp. And that's something that they've been doing a ton of to everybody in all these tournaments. And first time we see it, Koichi immediately backdashes, which is such a great response.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think that was like a pretty big upset, honestly. I think a lot of people expected Sonic Fox to do a lot of work for the NA team. Really good stuff from Koichi. But yeah, like you were saying, the air movement that Koichi shows with Millia is so interesting. All the Millia players have like a really different style, and definitely Koichi's style is that heavy air movement, using all of Millia's air actions and then just ending it off with the Capel. It's like really hard to catch.
Yeah, and I think we saw a lot of wake up backdash from Koichi as well, which, you know, it's a good way to get away from this character's pressure if they're not going for Berserker Slash or something, right? Like, I think it's a smart idea to try and get away from situations like that. And I think this is the end of the second game where Sonic almost brought it back on this back turn situation here. I think that was a wake up super. I feel like, I don't know, it looked like something to me, but yeah, it gets the better of that situation. And I have to say, Koichi did a really good job of adjusting.
Yeah, for sure. Sonic Fox let so many flash kicks rips, but Koichi was completely unfazed by them. Like, I was trying to say, like, yeah, probably Sonic Fox will flash kick here because they have meter. They'll probably flash kick here because, you know, they're in the air. No, it didn't matter what the situation was. Sonic was willing to flash kick, but Koichi, completely unfazed by it, adapts and gets the set. That was really good stuff by him.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
puts it up for Team Japan.
man, I forgot you're playing in this. I was just gonna say, who's NA gonna send up next? I was like, when's Apology Man going in? When are you gonna, you know, dust off your old shoulders, get in there, throw some hands? I forgot that you're playing in this.
We'll see. Maybe after all the chip players are gone, maybe I'll go. Then.
Just using your team as fodder. Dang.
We'll see how I'm
That's
feeling.
cold, actually. Oh. But yeah, I think we already have our maybe next match decided who's gonna go up. So I guess we'll see here. But yeah, I'm really interested in these matches so far. They've been great, fun to watch as well. You know, having online exhibitions like this, I think, is always a fun idea, especially because although we've been, you know, having more and more offline gatherings around the world, invitational or otherwise, we haven't had that many instances of international competitions for a lot of games. So it's really cool to see this before everybody begins to travel again, or certain places are opening up and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is like a really good, just kind of insight, like just kind of like a testing ground for like what is the offline competitive tournament scene going to be like for Guilty Gear Strive. You know, this is the first time I've really seen any of these players like play against each other, so I'm really interested to see how these like kind of storylines and players develop going into the offline events as more offline events open up.
Yeah, and I think people are asking for the score. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's 4-2 right now in Japan's favor. So yeah, we've gone through 6 of the matches so far. It's not just that we play all of the 10 matches, right? So afterwards, whoever is left on either team once we've played all 10 is going to play against each other, and the order is still not set after that. You can send up whoever you want, so that's just something to keep in mind as well. There's a lot of matches left to go through, so yeah, they're figuring out who's going to come up next for both teams. I love that Team Japan is posted. Like, they're posted in this voice call in the production. Team's scheming in there, you know, and Team NA is just like, who we sending next? What's the plan?
Yeah, they're like, I'll go. Like, yeah, but like Team Japan's like, yes, who must go next? Much more planned out. I think we already got the NA player ready to go, and we got the Team Japan player ready to go as well. We're gonna have Panda Kizzy K versus T5 M7, aka Tomo. It's gonna be a really good match. Kizzy, known for his Kai play in this game, and historically just Kai and like Sin in Exerd. So his play has been really solid. I've seen so far in Strive. I saw him play in a tournament recently, and like, man, that Kai is something else. His hit confirms are absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, and he really likes kind of solid mid-range characters that have good buttons, you know, good ability to control the pace of the match and the screen. I think he prefers like a really well-rounded character, right? Tomo, who a lot of people I'm sure are familiar with, got sent to Evo many years ago and did work there. Tomo is an absolute monster, right? The Leo player to watch out for in Exerd, and I expect that it definitely will be one of the Leos to watch in this game. It was funny in the the last beta test, him and I actually played a long set online, which was really fun. I just rolled over to the Japan lobby. I see his name, and I played him. He's such a fun player to play. He's really fun to watch, super explosive, and streams as well. I know that, you know, a lot of these players, as you know, we expect in this modern era, stream. You can go watch them play all the time. Both of them excellent players. They stream all the time. You can check out their stuff. And as you mentioned, that tournament, I think that was the Bums tournament, right, where he got second place to Hook the other night.
Correct.
Yeah, which was,
he
was
got
a really fun
second
tournament.
to Hook and got at that tournament. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really
I
good
would
tournament
definitely
to watch.
recommend checking out that tournament. It was really fun to watch. Both of them stream their perspective, and it's on Bum's channel. If you ever watched any Dragon Ball tournaments, you know where to find it. It was a really fun tournament to watch, and I think that Kizzy, just a really solid, consistent player through any gear game or any game that he's interested in playing.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Kizzy, like I'm always really impressed by his really solid ground game in any fighting game he plays. It's super duper impressive. I feel like anytime you get a little bit shaky fighting him on the ground and you jump to the air, he is all over that. He will air throw you so quickly. It is really, really tough to fight against. And yeah, you know, he plays a character in Kai who has such great ground normals and just ground control in general. So, you know, he's going to be able to get a lot of opportunities just by controlling that space.
Yeah, and I like the way he does like a whiff, jump K, jump slash in neutral a lot to like try to air people, come down with a button. And then as you mentioned, hit confirm stuff like far S, you know, 2K2D, jump H even, right? Like any of his jump normals. His kind of playstyle preference is to spend meter confirming and to ride the lightning. And then just, you know, using that to get wall breaks so that you can build more meter, because obviously the positive bonus is a really big deal in meter building and, you know, obviously in terms of damage swing in the match. So I think it's a smart idea to play in that way and then just play for like a more consistent kind of mid-range style, get the hit, do the super, you know, break the wall, and then just do whatever you want to do after. I think it's a smart play style for that character and for Kizzy.
Yeah, for sure. You know, a main way I see Kizzy use a lot of his meter is, like you said, confirming into ride the lightning. Like a big hit that I always see him get is like he'll get some sort of air to air, confirm into his slash on the ground, and then just RTL right away. And just take him to the corner or wall break them, because that super goes so far, takes you all the way to the corner, and you get like a pretty good setup from it.
It's also hard to burst. Like if
it
every
is,
hit is just like button RTL, like it's just like, when am I gonna burst? The pressure is just like throw and single hit confirms into RTL. So you don't have a lot of choices to escape or spend your burst. It's like kind of like a slim pickings on when you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? And it looks like maybe they're both in the same lobby and getting ready to go here. So we've been capturing, in case everybody is not clear, we've been capturing the player's perspective. So what you're seeing is what the players are seeing in their matches this time. So you know, you get an inside look. That's why I think that there's like the English dub in the last match, because Sonic has the English version on. So yeah, I think that's always funny to see.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, Tomo, like we were saying about his Leo, like he's the best Leo in Exerd by far, and looking to be like one of the really strong Leo players to look out for in Strive as well. He started actually with Exerd. A lot of these Japanese players, I feel like they've played like older Guilty Gears, but Tomo is a Exerd player, and he's made a ton of work in the game. And you know, going into Strive, it's no surprise that he's going to be putting in work as well.
Yeah, fun player to watch for sure. And I mean, this is you know, we saw last time with Milia, a lot of ground control, right? Like a lot of like, okay, you know, Leo's on the ground, Milia's just flying in the air above him, not trying to engage. It's not going to be the same for Kai, right? He can't really, you know, stay in that airspace as well. So he kind of has to fight Leo in a more grounded, traditional way.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to see maybe some jump H or stuff like that. And also, as you can see, Leo's fireball is excellent. He has one of the best fireballs, maybe the best grounded projectile in the game. It's incredibly good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that very common interaction you're going to see is Leo's fireball is actually going through Kai's stun edge, the regular stun edge at least. It has like the highest durability of like the regular projectiles, so that it's like really, really good in the full screen game versus Kai.
Yeah, and I think one thing to note too is that with Kizzy, like, you know, he's going to be spending a lot of time on the ground trying to wait outside of the range of that. And if he sees charged fireball like this, yeah, you notice how he ran up and he faked like he was going to go cross up and then didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was really good awareness by Kizzy. Already looking out for the cross up, throws him out of it immediately. Tomo's got to show a little bit more than that on offense if you're going to open up Kizzy.
I love that Kizzy mixed it up between jumping forward and then going back, and then that time he actually committed to it. I think it's smart to like mix up between actually committing to the jump and then not. Uh-oh, this is bad. Yeah, force the burst.
Yeah. I don't want Leo to get started, especially with all that meter. Wow, beautiful whiff punish. That was so clean.
Yeah, not going to be the wall break.
Carry. Yeah.
Ooh, charge
That's the big
fireball.
thing that we said with Kizzy's play. He's going to confirm into that Ride the Lightning.
Oh, the super. That's huge.
Do you
Knockdown
get
here.
combo off this? No, you don't. Spend 50. Okay.
Yeah, chose not to. And burst is back too. Oh, baits the throw. Just a little dash up 2P. And, you know, that was a really long round with a lot of just grinding out the mid-range and trying to play it slow.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's a huge part of Kizzy's play style, is he really slows the pace down.
No, the dash up throw. This is a bad spot to be. Tried to bait out the DP there, but
Nice.
yeah, patient from
Nothing.
Kizzy.
None of this offense is working on Kizzy. Kizzy has a lot of good answers to the Leo pressure. DPs right away once the gap gets a little bit too large and grabs the cross up. Really good stuff.
Ooh, the bounce. Yeah, this is a lot of damage. Does not get the wall break. Oh,
Interesting.
punish.
That was
Yeah.
really cool. He doesn't actually break the wall there on purpose. You know, he couldn't break the wall with the super. Instead, just goes for the knockdown. I actually think that's like a pretty unique choice to make in Strive. I feel like a lot of players generally opt to break the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare that you have the choice not to, right? I think Leo has some of the better options to choose not to take wall break and instead just, like, you know, go for whatever he wants to do. Pressure here, 2S counter hit. And yeah, that was going to be a lot of damage. I like the burst from Kizzy. When the stunnage
Gets
hit,
the stunnage,
actually.
puts the shock state on him. It's going to get some plus frames on that flip kick there.
Yeah, and that 2H, you can see, it's tough to jump over Kai. Wow, what a confirm again.
It's the hit confirms, man. He's too good with them. He's too good with them.
Yeah, 2S, 6H, ready for it. Backdash on the flip. There is meter here on Kizzy's side. Oh,
Nice.
how?
Is he going to bait the burst? Doesn't. I agree with that. Not really worth the risk there.
Oh, and the PRC.
Beautiful.
That was really, really good. How that? I'm so impressed he got that air throw. Like,
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea how he got up there and snatched him out of the sky.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, like, he has the best air throws in the business, honestly. Like, he's always had it in, like, past Guilty Gears. It's, you know, and he's doing it with Kai in Strive. Nice, yeah, he's getting the shock state on him a lot and is able to apply the plus frames with that flip kick there. It's a
Yeah.
huge part of Kai's game plan in Guilty Gear Strive.
It's really good. I mean, shock state, you know, it's one of those things you have to manage very well if you're a Kai player, right? Because knowing that is the difference between being plus and also then just dying when you do it, right? You're like, oh god, I'm in his face
Yeah.
and negative now. Overhead hits.
Ooh, that was cool. I thought like Leo's command grab for once. I feel like we don't see it that often, but
Yeah.
also,
I think one thing is you have to make your opponent block, and making your opponent block in Guilty Gear is, you know, the tall task, right? Like, getting
Yeah,
your
for
opponent to
sure.
sit still, gets clipped by the low. Yeah, I mean, this is a rough round there for Kizzy.
still has some corner pressure. Still possible to make a comeback. What?
Yeah, raw jump H, RTL. He does this a lot. This is really good. It's one
That
guess
is
for the round
so
now.
Sick. Yeah, he just didn't want him to burst. Just immediately confirms it's RTL, but gets shipped out.
Yeah, I like that Kizzy ran up and then backdash to try to bait the burst or something like that, or DP on
The flash
defense.
kick, yeah.
Yeah, just
But
like
baits
that.
the flash kick there.
And the defense from Tomo. You know, he was patient the last round this time, the flash kick, and burst out, which, I mean, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little disheartening. Finally, that you let the flash kick rip and Kizzy's like reads it like right away. You know, might make Tomo second guess himself a little bit. Weird confirm, probably a mistake there.
Yeah, but makes the better of it anyway. 2S hit, didn't get anything off of
Yeah.
it, hard to confirm it, and then there, yeah, back turn, confirm, send him through the wall. Look at the damage on this and the knockdown and the setup.
Speaking of super confirms, Tomo fires right back. That air throw is so low.
Yeah, you're in trouble. Had to FD. Okay, counter hit, vapor thrust.
That DP was very, very delayed. That was a really good read, but gets swept anyway for his troubles.
That's like the most annoying thing about playing against Leo is you dash up, you're waiting to see what he does, and then just delayed
Yeah.
2K or delayed DP, and you're like, or 2D, and you're like, man.
Yeah, the delayed DPs, you know, you'll see them much more from characters, you know, that have flash kicks, right? Because they don't have to do a full input. They're holding down, just press up, let it go.
Yeah, much
Tied
easier.
up.
You know, Leo players are like, you guys are complaining about reversal timing? Like, what? Say up plus heavy, you know, you're good.
It was down up, too.
Yeah. But again, I like that we see Kizzy going back to jump K, jump S. It's a little bit better to preemptively catch things.
Ooh, that was a huge mess up there. It's probably trying to do a stun edge there instead, but got to run up DP instead.
Yeah, and that fireball, it's tough to get over. I mean, oh, win for the 5D. Knows we're playing online. It's like, yeah, it's time. Oh, this will be oh yeah, I was gonna be a punish, but I had the PRC.
He's the mess out of that DP. He's having a lot of good reads on Tomo here.
Yeah, and just I like the defensive jump back up FD from Kizzy, but this is pretty rough. I mean, you see how useful that fireball is from Leo in neutral, right? It's really tough to deal with it. It's super tall. Yeah, just wakes up far slap. It's super
just that
tall.
durability.
Yeah, it's hard to air dash over. It's got a lot of durability. Like Leo can chase behind it. It's tough to deal with.
Yeah, and like most situations where Kai would just have the threat full screen with his stun edge, it's not the case versus Leo because of the durability on his fireball being higher. Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Yeah, most projectiles you can't really mess with Leo on the ground like that. His projectile's really good. Counter hit air to air on the jump H too, and yeah, the 6P. This is looking rough. I mean, Kizzy is kind of running out of ground here. Man, just loses the fireball clash again.
It's just the situation after the charge fireball. It's like, do I jump? Like, do I jump and then air dash back? Is he gonna air throw me? It's so many things to think about. Oh, yeah, he had to burst there. That was gonna kill him.
Looking for that run up 2K, and oh, this is huge. Okay, just goes right into the confirm on RTL.
This is huge. Will he bait the flash kick again this time? Does a safe jump. Baits it automatically, but he flash kicks after. Is that it? Oh, wow. Tough break.
Yeah, scooped him up with the 2H. It was clean. I mean, in that situation, too, I feel like when you get your DP baited or stuffed one time, you're just like, I'm doing it again. Like, I'm sending it again. Yeah, I'm not convinced, right? Like, yeah, it looks like I caught the backdash there maybe the first time. And right here, I mean... Yeah, you gotta send it, right? I mean, he's got meter, like he's not afraid. It built the meter actually too, like right after, right? It just has it a little bit more than 50%, so.
You know, I really think he was surprised that he caught his backdash that way. I think he was expecting like, oh, I can do like a kill combo, and then it just created this weird, awkward scramble that knocked him down. And he was like, okay, let me just still apply the pressure. Forgot that he, had the 50 meter to make his DP save, and that was what kind of did it for Tomo. Good stuff to Tomo.
Yeah, I think that was, one of those situations where you can really see the difference in ground control with a character who has that kind of fireball. And in the Millia match, we saw Millia versus Leo. Millia can just fly up in the air. She has good options to kind of zip around the screen. Kai kind of needs to stay on the ground and fight. And you see the difference in that matchup. It's a great example where you're just kind of like, well, I have to stay on the ground with the character that has this excellent fireball. He's really good far range buttons, like really scary approach options. It's tough to deal with for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think exactly like you were saying, the projectile game was a huge part of what dictated like a lot of the neutral game. It was just really hard because you can't really use your normals that well versus the fireball, right? You have to choose an air approach. You can't use your stun edge because the fireballs are going through your projectile. And I think Kizzy used a lot of different air approaches, but Kai's air approaches are, he has some large air buttons, but that's not really where he shines the most, I think.
Yeah. I think it's rough if any character has to stick on the ground with them and you don't have an option to it that's like, oh yeah, I can just do this thing to go under. Like if you have a move that goes under it, like Soul Vortex or Stroke or something like that, you have something that you can do to deal with it. But yeah, it is rough for sure. I'm like, good luck. I am not envious of any character who just has to sit on the ground and fight against Leo,
Yeah, for sure. And I think the big thing is like when the difference between both of those characters getting in, right? It's like when Kai gets in, it's much more that like strike throw offense. But like when Leo gets in, it's just a totally different story. He's crossing you up, he's doing high low. It's just way more threatening. And when you're winning the neutral game that easily, leading to that kind of reward, it's very threatening.
So that puts us at 5-2 with Japan in the lead. We still have a bunch of players that haven't played. There's 3 matches left, including you. You haven't played yet, which I'm excited for. That should be a fun one. And, that you're running out of space, all right? If you're hiding from the chips, you only have so long,
Please God, please save me from the chips. I don't want to fight them.
Wait, isn't there only one chip left, or is there more than? Oh, I guess there is 2 chips left.
There are 2 more.
There are 2 chips left.
You think maybe they can hear my strategy on commentary? You think that?
I think, yeah, I think you might be in trouble. I gotta let you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of chip players on the JP team. I think we're expecting obviously Samito to play chip, and I think Kazunoko has been playing a lot of chip as well lately, and they're very, very strong with the character.
You know, my favorite thing too is speaking of Samito, I went to watch Roy Soul, who's a Japanese Soul player. He's really good. He streams on Twitch and YouTube. And I was like, oh, he played a set with Samito. Let me, check it out. And boy, I was like, man, I just watched like Roy just get pummeled after, and I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't the best place to go looking for, some Soul footage, because it's just Chip running him over. So I'm really excited to watch, more of him as the game evolves, right? It's going to be really interesting to see that character. It's a dangerous character to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. And, speaking of Samito, we have our next matchup already lined up. We have Samito versus Panda Hook Gang God. So, I'm not playing the chip this time with my Faust, but my boy Hook Gang God is. Let's go, Hook. Show him what's up. Samito, there's so much to be said about him. Like, he has been a chip player forever. He's like the strongest chip player in all the past Guilty Gears, and he's doing tons of work in Strive as well. He put in a lot of work in Rev 2, put in a lot of work in XX, and he's going up against another really strong player, Hook Gang God. His Faust is out of control. Won a tournament. We were just talking about Bum's tournament recently with Faust. I don't know how he did it. Faust sucks. Good job, Hook.
Oh man, you Faust players are out of control. I don't know how you sleep at night. You're just spitting all day about how this character is useless. But yeah, I mean, this is the matchup you mentioned you really don't want to play, and now Hook has to play it. So why don't you want to play Chip versus Faust? Break it down.
So yeah, the big thing in this matchup is definitely Chip's dash speed. His dash speed is incredibly fast. Dash blocking, using the 2S into the 2H, Chip has that whiff cancel. It's really potent on the ground. And those options combined with him having the potential of approaching through the air as well, it's really hard to get any items out as Faust. Like, you basically don't fight Chip throwing any items. Like a singular item throw, even from like a normal cancel, or just like once you condition them on the ground a bit, it's like not worth it. Like, because the second you throw one out, he just runs up into your face. So you have to use a lot of his 2P, his 5P, and you have to kind of like control him and do more preemptive actions, because there's no way you're reacting to Chip just dashing up in your face. It's so fast.
Yeah, we talked about this kind of in the Milia match that we had earlier, right? Where when you fight against that character, it's really not about like, oh, I'm going to try and react to how this character is approaching. Like, you really can't, right? You kind of have to do something preemptive to catch the forward movement. Otherwise, you're just going to get smoked. And that's sort of a lot of characters. But the more committal your options are as a character, right, the less happy you're going to be fighting a character like that, unless it covers both, right? If it covers the air and the ground, then that's fine. But if it only covers one, you might just get run over,
Yeah, for sure. But, I think Hook is still pretty good at that preemptive, proactive style of Faust. So I want to see like what he brings to the table. I hope he doesn't play the matchup too much like he plays some of like other Faust matchups. Kind of maybe play it more like you're fighting Amelia, because I haven't seen Hook really fight Chips that much. I saw it like a few times maybe on his stream, but they're definitely not on the level of Samito. His Chip is out of control, and he's going to be really familiar with the matchup as well.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things too where I was watching Hook play the other day against another character, and he was talking about, I think it was maybe Soul. He was like, I'm scared to throw items in this match, right? And so maybe that will be something that comes into play. But yeah, I'm really interested to watch this. I don't, there's not that many people I see playing Chip in general. He's kind of a scary character to commit to at a high level because you explode, but he's a really strong character. So I think more people are coming around to him. So I'm interested in watching this. This is obviously an incredibly seasoned Chip player that you're up against too. It's not some spring chicken who just picked up the game or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think a big thing in this matchup as well will be what kind of anti-airs Hook opts for. You know, there's a lot of different anti-air options. Hook definitely opts more for like the 5K. He like positions himself in a really good spot to deal with the instant air dashes with his 5K. I think that's one of his best things he does as a Faust player, and 5K is really rewarding. But as Chip, you know, he has all these multiple jump options, so you have to deal with not just the IAD, but the double jump, the triple jump, jump 2K. It's a lot to deal with. So I want to see what anti-air options that he goes with versus Samito.
Yeah, it's funny too because if you want to try to deal with air-to-air situations with like jump H or something, you know, it's such a big commitment to jump up and try to poke him out of the air, and then he just runs under you on the ground or something, right? And then now you're falling and you're like, oh god, I'm gonna fall and Chip's gonna be down there somewhere and I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you know, even just like jumping and blocking Faust's jump H, like that's that's like a tiny win for even the Chip player. You know, it's not like you were like in a really bad situation like after blocking the jump H, just kind of pushes him away, goes into the air. So that interaction, there's definitely a lot of potential for that to happen a few times. I want to see him maybe go for some air to airs, but like if he starts adapting to that too much, I think maybe playing grounded is all. You really need to mix them up, because if you use only air to airs, there's a lot of problems with that. But if you only use grounded anti-airs, there's also a lot of issues with that as well. So I want to see how he approaches Samito's approach, I guess.
And even worse too, I mean, sometimes he just runs at you, right? So like, you know, you're worried about all these air approach options, and then sometimes he just hits forward and literally sprints across the entire screen instantly, and you're like, well, I'm dead. So, you know, that's just sort of the nature of the character, and I'm really interested in seeing it because, as you say, it is a very volatile style of character to fight against.
Yeah, for sure. That dash speed, man, it's so difficult to deal with. You know, I fought a lot of Chip lately. My local Chip player, 2 GB combo. I play him a lot, and like, man, he just runs at you, and I'm just like, please stop, please, sir.
2 GB plays Chip, huh? That makes a lot of sense. Why you seem so grumpy?
He's cheap, you know. That's how he is.
Yeah,
but yeah, like a lot of the time, I'm just, say again.
I said it's a scary character to deal with.
Yeah, for any character, honestly. And I think it was interesting that you're talking about how Chip, who is he? He fought against Roy Soul, you said, right? He just completely ran over him. I think a lot of Soul players are actually kind of complaining about the Chip matchup a little bit. You know, it's not as free as like some of Soul's other matchups. I think it's a really strong character.
Yeah, it's interesting too because there's I think a lot of people are starting to run into matchups like that where they're characters that they didn't seem to be bothered by in the beginning, and then now they're like, oh, now that I'm running into people who are like really seasoned and play this character well, like I'm sort of confused about what my next plan of attack is, especially because, you know, there's a lot of scary players out there who are legacy Guilty Gear players that are starting to dig their heels in there, and new players as well that are, you know, interested in playing the game. So
yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm excited to watch this, and it still seems like we are getting this match set up. You know how it goes. Everybody out there on the internet, it takes some time to get the old lobby and the old situation cooking, but we're working to get it done.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, you were talking about, you know, like OG Guilty Gear players, like Samito, like I think he has appeared in almost every SBO, like historically, for Guilty Gear, like with his Chip. That's so hard to do, by the way. So he is definitely the OG of OG Chips.
I can't imagine playing a single elim tournament as Chip. Like that sounds like the scariest thing on the planet. Like you just go in, like it's like playing you know, Russian roulette. Every time you boot up, you're just like, all right, who's gonna explode, me or you? And just flying around the screen. Like, yeah, it's dangerous.
Oh man, it's scary to fight against too, right? You're fighting a Chip player that has no regard for their life. They're like, oh god, please stay away from me.
Yeah, and it looks like they're set up here. I see them. They rolled up on the park. They're brandishing their lobby avatar weapon of choice, and it looks like our match is loading in. I see the eagle soaring, which is a good sign.
Nice, yeah. We got Hook Gang God versus Samito. This is gonna be a really good match. I want to see how Hook deals with the air approaches and the ground approaches from Samito. There's a lot of different ways Chip can approach, but you know, Hook is such a solid player. I feel like he's gonna make the right adaptations. We'll see what goes on though.
Yeah, so we're into the match here. Air dash H right away, and man, what a start.
Yeah, I was just talking about the air approaches, and right from the get-go, it does the instant air dash.
You know, that's the scary thing about this character. You mentioned, jump 2K. Actually hit the 6P on the ground.
Yeah, I think he was like hitting a button afterwards, but yeah, gets the counter hit combo. Yeah, holds on to his burst there. Just gonna take the wall break back.
You know,
Going
right
from
back to
wall
where
to
we
wall.
started the match. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and I like the run up too. Man, escape the 6H, runs up for the
man.
grab. Well,
Yeah, when that 6H whiffs, you're in so much recovery. I would have liked to see a PRC from Hook there, but I think he was just surprised that he didn't block it. But good matchup awareness by Samito. 6P is the scalpel. That is something that you can do versus Faust, far slash, and scalpel.
man, he went to the wall cling and then immediately saw what happened and that he jumped out of it and then just 6P'd right away into the Rekka Council. It's just been, yeah, this has been brutal for Hook. I mean, you can see why you've been talking about not wanting to play this matchup. Oh, whiffs!
Oh, it doesn't know the punish on it. You have to do that right away. But 6P's the scalpel full. Really good matchup awareness by Samito.
Oh.
But he... Oh, man.
He is such a chip player to his core. He whiffs. He's like, I don't know what happened. Gold burst, run up 6K. Like, he's like, I have no idea what's happening. Everybody's exploding. He pops in the burst.
That was standard procedure for Samito, honestly. It's just another day in the office. He's like, oh, yeah, did I whiff my DP? Time to gold burst and then 2 by overhead, you know?
Yeah, right now, Zeus's is grinning ear to ear. It's looking rough out here for all the Hook fans out there. That was a rough first game, for sure.
Yeah, finally we got an item throw, a second item throw as well, and gets the command grab. Let's go, Hook. Finally getting some momentum here, and gets the instant overhead right away. Good burst by Samito.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he burst with so little life left, but it is Samito. He kind of, you know, he sends it every round. That's kind of his plan of attack. The YRC.
Yeah, for Chip, like, you gotta view that little health like it's like it's like a full health bar, you know? Like, it's such low health, that's enough for Chip to just win the whole round.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, gets the air approach again. He's not looking for these instant air dash jump H's. I need to see Hook actually maybe anti-air with like a 2K or like a 2S.
Oh man, this is bad. And burst is available. I think he was trying to beat the burst.
Maybe looking for the burst, but
Oh,
he's
he
dead.
killed!
Wow.
The Alpha Blade killed, and that
can't
round
believe
was
that
looking so
killed
good for
him.
Hook. Oh man.
That's a tough break. And the jump H beats the 5K. That's so disheartening.
Oh, the
And
burst
he
whiff.
burst. No.
This is brutal. Yeah, nothing is going right. Finds the 2K. He's got mini Faust.
Nice.
Meteor
Gets
cross
some
up.
meteors. Gets a cross up. Nice. Yeah, that's a really good setup with Faust meteors, using the Scarecrow to cross them up right afterwards.
Scalpel pull hits. Yeah,
and
burst.
yeah. Oh,
he
he
went
let
for
it
the
go.
pull.
Oh, he messes up the camera. Yeah, he does that on purpose. That's a really common Faust technique. Oh, blocks the Alpha
Oh.
Blade. The jump 2Ks afterward.
Yeah, so what you're talking about there with the camera, why it messed up is, you know, the camera goes sideways when he does the swing after the scalpel pull. So, you know, what he did there was he did the scalpel pull follow up to mess up the camera like this. But Samito was just like, whatever, dude. I'm gonna run forward, do jump 2K. You know, I don't care about the camera. Who cares about all this?
Yeah.
And it didn't end up working out for Hook anyway. So yeah, that's kind of what you do to mess up the camera. And yeah, Samito was just ready. He just ran at him. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, he was like totally unfazed. Like, my camera perspective seems to be different. This will not change my chip approach whatsoever.
What people don't know is that's just how chip players see the world. Like, they're ninjas at heart, right? So they just run at you and they're like, whatever. They Naruto run. They're playing the theme song. They just don't care what happened.
More sushi and sukiyaki. Yeah, they don't care whatsoever. And yeah, that's like a really common thing a lot of players do after getting hit by the scalpel. They will burst right away and get some frame advantage. So what the Faust players can do is they can delay the scalpel follow-up and try to punish them for like kind of taking their turn after bursting the scalpel. But you know, he totally saw it coming, I guess, and he just made it completely whiff. And
I can't believe that kill. I cannot believe that did so much damage, actually.
yeah, a wall break does so much.
Yeah, I love that the camera thing just cracks me up because it's so despicable. Like, it's done,
I love it. I think it's
done
great.
on purpose too. You guys are messing up the camera. This is really a
Uh-huh.
Looney Tunes character because only a Looney Tunes character could adjust the camera at will. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty funny to watch the difference in like the pace of that match and so many other matches we watched. He just ran at him and he exploded, and you're like, yep, that's what happens.
Yeah, for sure. You know, he had some good anti-airs on Samito a few times, but it just like wasn't enough. The big one was definitely getting into the range of the far slash and the 2P, kind of threatening that he'll like either 6P or like use some of his normals, and then made Hook fall into like a false sense of security. and then quickly does the instant air dash jump H. It's just really, really hard to deal with Chip having so many different options. And yeah, I just really overwhelmed Hook there.
So it looks like at this point, the score is 6-2. Japan's in the lead with 2 sets left. And it seems as though both teams have sent up their players. So it seems like at that point, both sides have elected who's going to go up next, which I'm excited to see. I see the NA team, they're, breaking down who's they're going to put up. And I love this discussion that's happening. It really does crack me up. I've been enjoying it so far. But yeah, I mean, this sort of event has been really cool just to watch, people try and test out connections from long distance. And one thing for me so far is, I don't know, you're on the West Coast as well, so you can speak to this. For me, I've played a lot of people from Japan and Asia, and I've had great experiences so far. However, I haven't really played that many people from Europe because the distance is pretty far. And it seems like in a lot of our matches so far, people on the West Coast have had a better experience trying to play Japan than the East Coast, which, makes sense geographically.
Yeah, for sure. I think kind of the extent of like my connections being in NorCal, I think it gets a little bit iffy when you get to Europe. Some parts of South America can get pretty high up there in the MS. So
yeah,
I've been trying to get as much data as possible to see like what is like the extent of like really playable matches that I can have like with the rollback. And I think basically all of Asia is fine, and most of all like the US is obviously fine. East Coast, West Coast, that's no problem. But yeah, I think Europe is definitely kind of like the little bit of the worst one for.
I think my experience playing Asia has been pretty consistent. Playing Europe, like I said, is hard. Yeah, and what you mentioned about what's called South America too. I think if you're in the East Coast of the US, playing against Europe or playing in South America is a bit easier, and then if you're on the West Coast, playing Japan or Asia is a bit easier. Like I played a lot of players from Korea and Japan especially, which is always cool. So this is, I think, a nice test to see what connections are playable or not playable, whilst also hosting an exhibition and saying my insert place where I currently live is better than your insert place where you live, which is, that's like the core of all arguments on the internet about regional strength and stuff. So you always love to see it.
Yeah, for sure. No, shout out to Arxis, shout out to the rollback netcode. It's a beautiful thing to see, honestly, and I'm happy to see it in like more and more fighting games nowadays. Honestly, it's just really cool to see, to be able to play people from like all over the world.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part too. Is as a streamer, like I just want to play whoever. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to play anybody.
Yeah.
And having to like coordinate playing people in your region is very annoying to have to deal with, right? So being able to play people from wherever is very nice. It's something that I enjoy a lot about playing games that have good online play, for sure. It's always nice.
Yeah, for sure. Man, the second this game has come out, I've been so addicted to it. I've been playing so many matches. It's absolutely ruined my sleep schedule. Oh man,
dang, that bad? Go to sleep. Go outside. You
got to see the hours I stream at SageM. It's real bad. I'm up till like 6 a.m. still playing.
I don't know how you guys do it. I stream the set hours. I stream every day. I have a great time, and then I get off. I go outside. I see the sun, and I come back, and everybody's like, "I'm on hour 27 for real."
Yeah,
and I'm just like, how? I don't know. You people are built different. I'm like, I don't know how you anime players play for. It's actually, you know where I always go when I want matches? The East Coast, because the East Coast are demons. Every time I go over there, no matter the time, there's always someone ready on the East Coast to play like a million matches.
Yeah, they're fiends for sure. It's just so easy, right? Like you just hit rematch, and like the game flow of Strive, the matches are so fast paced and quick. It's like you just want to go from match to match to match, and like, man, I know I gotta cool off. I gotta start fixing my sleep schedule a bit, or I'm just gonna keep playing matches till 6 a.m. every day. Damn.
Yeah, if the game didn't stop me, it would be over. It's like the natural barrier. Sometimes you're like, all right, I should slow down. I should cool it. It's even worse because I usually, like on Tuesdays, there's always Steam maintenance, but this game is not on Steam servers. So even on Tuesdays, I don't have to wait. I'm like, well, all right, I guess I'm going to play in 24/7, 365 and see May copy pastas in the chat. Your chat is out of control, man. Where'd you get all these hooligans?
Look, they're usually on their best behavior. I promise. This isn't normal.
Speaking of which, I saw a lot of people asking what the score is. We brought up that it's 6-2 earlier, and I think the only two wins on the NA side, it's Deb and Nokami, correct? Those are the two that are left.
Yeah, those are the two that are left. Nokami and Deb. I think right now a lot of people are looking at Deb. Hopefully I could do well too. I as long as I don't find a chip player, I think I'll be fine. I can carry. I got this. Don't worry about it. But I think Dev is definitely the one of the stronger players on the team NA. Hopefully she can put in a lot of work later. But yeah, all we have left so far is me and Lost Soul.
Mm-hmm.
And on the JP side, I think all we have left is FAB and Kazunoko, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I think I might have bad news for you, by the way, about that matchup. But we'll make sure we get it all set. That was actually the realest frown I've ever seen in my life. You look so sad. Oh, that fills me with joy.
Please, God, have mercy on me.
I think our next
on my
match
poor Faust soul
is going to be Lost Soul versus FAB. And it seems like you are going to be then up against Kazunoko Chip.
Sure love playing Kazunoko. One of my favorite players to fight in all of fighting games. Love fighting him in Dragon Ball FighterZ. We have tons of great matches. Oh, man. Big Kazunoko fan.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a big fan of you too. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to watch that match. Should be a lot of fun. You know why it's funny to me too? Because you were saying I don't want to play Chip, and I saw the NA team say like who's gonna go where, and Lasso said I will go next. I don't want to play Fab.
Are you ready?
That was the message I saw in the chat, and then I looked at his opponent, and I could see both chats. I look at his opponent, and I just see FAB's like next. I'm like, ooh boy, like you really got the matchups you don't want. That's right.
Yeah, and FAB, one of the best Potemkins. Potemkin God has innovated so much tech for this character for years and years, and he's playing Potemkin again in Strive and already putting in a ton of work against Lost Soul. We'll see how FAB does in this matchup, but I think FAB has his work cut out for him.
I'm really interested to watch how this is gonna. Oh god, the beginning is just like slide head into run up, like hit with counter close slash. So like, oh, that's bad. But I like the pokes. Both of these characters have great P buttons, right? 5P and 2P for both characters are really useful, right? To catch and play neutral with. Flick catches it looked like the tail end of the spin there. Oh, that hammer fall.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is looking
Mega
nasty.
Fist into the corner. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, a little miss on the pop buster, but I mean, this is still very in control for FAB as the counter hit air dash lands and the burst on the Fujin.
Yeah, for sure. With all the health that Potemkin has, wow, that was such a sick Potemkin buster. That was from so far away.
Word.
Oh, man,
You
yeah,
just
yeah, like I was
died?
saying, yeah, that was insane.
Oh.
No, another pop buster from FAB.
I think that was another one. I feel like
Yeah,
that.
I don't know if he was trying to catch his jump or do
Oh, the back.
Oh
no. Is this one of those rounds you hate?
no! Oh,
okay,
he went
that
for a
was-
third one. You already saw it.
Yeah, FAB was like, "Can I just do it to him?" Oh, tried to catch the jump out, but made it out in time, and that'll
no,
do it.
Lost Soul,
Game
please.
1, FAB Potemkin.
Oh man, that's a rough draw. Like Lost Soul said, he didn't want to play against FAV, and I could totally see why. Like once he gets in, man, it's so scary. Potemkin does so much damage off the pop buster.
Yeah, wow, this is like the same start we saw last time. Oh, counter hit on the Mega Fist. Try to go for Garuda, actually. 6P?
Backwards.
I ask myself that all the time. Oh, 6H. This is big,
Oh,
actually.
Adobe Burst. Okay. All right, we're gonna get a lot of damage off of this.
Yeah,
Nice,
that's a
gets
lot.
Gets the loop. Yeah, and that's going to be really big in this matchup. Anji does a lot of damage, and that's going to be really important versus FAB. Potemkin has so much health. Going to make these opportunities really count.
Yeah, particularly Ko, the anti-air spin move that you see him do is a big starter. Uh-oh, that's bad.
Wake Up Super. That super is really good. You have to deal with it in a really specific way, because otherwise it's just safe on block. Nice.
I love that. That was so one thing that is good matchup knowledge is anytime you see armor like that, like the red on the Hammerfall, if you RC, it breaks armor, right? The second hit. So that is really smart of Lost Soul to RC in that situation. Oh, flick on the butterfly,
Wow,
ready.
Beautiful flick on the butterfly. That was such a fast reaction. That's the first like butterfly he used in pressure. He flicked it right away.
Yeah, that was just like instant preparedness. You know, you have like that is a dangerous opponent to deal with. Oh no, 6H counter hit, bad spot to be in the corner early, late on the PRC. Garuda.
Oh, he just tries to react there. He has a really late pop buster, but he jumps out of it.
Oof, whiff on the throw. Does get slowed down, but the butt. Oh,
Yeah, that's it. Double Mega Fist that's gonna close it out. I think Lostful got really confused there. I thought he was gonna go for an air throw, but instead does the jump D with the butt. Oh my god.
His jump D is really hard to answer. The butt, he just drops, and I mean, he drops the whole butt. Like it's really difficult to deal with. Honestly, it's tough to answer.
Yeah.
Oh, slide.
Oh God, beautiful. Using slide head in footsies, baits the burst. That is so much damage. He's gonna probably break the wall with this combo. Oh my God, this is doing so much.
That was just a hard read on the burst. The call out from FAB cleans that up 2-0 over Lossel. That was brutal. It was just like that one moment where FAB just was like, yep, here comes the burst on block. Jumped, smoked with the punish. That did so much damage in the corner. And yeah, just like that, clean 2-0. And man, you can't ask for much better matches if you're Fab in that case.
I've never seen that combo route ever with Potemkin before. That combo route in the corner with the flick, it like off into the sweep, like that was such a that looked really optimal for sure. And yeah, it did like what did have his health.
That was nasty.
Oh
The 2Ds, splat 2, bam, tags them. Ugh, you hate to see it. That did so much. And it was just like one of those, the start too, the worst part was the start was just like, okay, baits the burst, but like how bad could it get, right? And then it got real bad real fast.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, and as you see here, he does the PRC midway through this Potemkin busters. It was so fast too, because he does the fast PRC and cancels into the Potemkin buster. Lostful did not see it coming whatsoever.
Yeah, it was it was a pretty rough match. I can see why maybe that matchup is not one that you want to play as Anji 2, because I mean, it kind of seems like a lot of the plans that you wanted to do to approach with this character kind of get shut down, and it seemed like FAB was totally ready to. Never really looked off guard against Anji, which, you know, this is a character that you don't see that often, but he seemed incredibly prepared.
Yeah, for sure. And it looked like he had a lot of trouble dealing with like Mega Fists. I think Anji in general probably doesn't deal with that move like that well. But yeah, that is tough draw, you know. And also just like mentally, right? You're like playing the person that you don't want to play against, like the one person you don't want to play against. And you know, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Speaking of which, our last matchup is going to be
Speaking
you versus Kazunoko. Are you excited?
I'm so excited, Sajam. It's so great to be here. I love Chip. I love fighting Chip as Faust. It's my favorite matchup. I'm gonna get ready right now, actually, to play. Hopefully, I can put in some work for Team NA, but please don't be too disappointed. That's a tough match.
Yeah, it is 7-2 currently is the score as we go into our last match in the beginning of this Waseda style. So we're going to take a quick break so you can get all ready and everything like that. So hang in there, chat. We've got a few sets to go unless NA really pulls out a miracle. So hopefully you've been enjoying all this from what you've seen, and we'll catch you guys right after the break. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you've been enjoying this so far. It's been an absolute blast. Now, my nosy, loud yelling, Faust playing co-host is gone. It's just me here because he's got to play in the tournament, and I could see him shaking his head as he gets ready for his match. The whole time, in case you guys don't know, he's been complaining that he doesn't want to fight against Chip, whilst broadcasting to the world, so the Japanese players with, their incredibly intelligent understanding sent the Chip player against him. Very smart. So now he's up against Kazunoko in our final match here. So I'm excited to watch this one. It should be a blast. Hope you've been enjoying all the gameplay alongside our podcast. And thanks for allowing me on your channel, Apology Man. I will be as nice as I can about the matchup that I'm apparently about to witness. So it should be a good one. I hope you've been enjoying all the action so far, and I'm excited to get into this one. It's 7-2 in favor of Japan, which not bearing so well for the U.S. team here, I've got to say. Interestingly enough, though, there is some dangerous warriors left on the U.S. side. Particularly, I think a lot of people expected Deb to do a lot of work in this exhibition, and so she might have to, depending on whether she's going to have one teammate left or two teammates left. We'll see after this match. So I see the Eagle is soaring in the sky. It seems like we're going to have our match. Apology Man, obviously representing the U.S. and the channel you're watching. So thanks to him, Arc System Works, Red Bull, everybody for making this event happen, against Kazunoko. A fighting game god, Guilty Gear veteran for forever. Since many of you even were alive and knew what a Fortnite was, been a fighting game god. So really excited to watch this match, and let's see how it goes. Apology Man mentioned that dealing with the air approacher Chip is quite difficult, and so is the ground approach. This character is incredibly fast, super hard to deal with, and early on you can see cross up Alpha Blade in the air, the diagonal one, into jump, the air dash cross up after. It's tough to deal with this character. Even situations like that where you jump the bomb bag, Chip is so fast, it's quite difficult to deal with him just like air dashing and doing whatever. And the YRC, I like that a lot, actually, to get out of the pressure. Smart. Did you see right there? So the Afro on Chip, right, gives him that extended hurt box, makes him easier to hit. Apology Man doing a lot of jump H, and then the jump Dust, which is an instant overhead to catch the character. 6K, great blocks by Apology Man, although stuck in this Gamma Blade pressure. That clone right there, you can hit the clone and Chip takes damage, but it is plus on block, so hard to deal with when you get in a position like that. RC's for the pressure. Great defense, the weight. Yeah, hits, but also, put Apology Man in a bad spot. No, just got H into nothing. Oh no, not like this. Runs face first into the bomb bag. Just needs a little tap to do it. Pressure here. Bursts out. And I think if you're Kazunoko, even if you lose this round, getting that burst is a big W. Uh-oh. Okay, trade on the 5P, but yeah, getting the burst there is great. I think Kazunoko, even though he lost that round, feels excellent about forcing that burst. It's a big resource to commit, right? Obviously means that if Faust gets hit, he's going to be in trouble. That was nasty. The high hit on that 2K into the 5K, gets the trumpet for pressure. 5D didn't have the meter to combo off the home run swing. Uh-oh. This is not looking so good here. Great blocks, though. This is, for someone who really did not want to fight Chip, he is very prepared. You can see it that Apology Man, understands what to do in this matchup, although there's the TK Alpha Blade to get the cross up. And, oh, man, not the right height to get the 6H. He ran him all the way to the Hidden Leaf Village. Blocked. Oh, that's counter hit punish, and very negative. Like, double-digit negative. Didn't get the punish on the YRC, though. And jump K air to air, nice. No point to burst, I think, here. Yeah, you just kind of let this round slip away. Hold on to your burst for the last round. Man, that 6H whiff from Faust in the corner was brutal. You see Apology Man trying to use that jump H to keep Chip out, but Kazunoko okay with that. He just kind of runs in, more stagger pressure, 5K into the throw. Wall cling mix up, burst whiffs. Does not have meter, so he couldn't continue after the Rekka, but yeah, this is looking really rough. In this case, if you're Apology Man, gets bomb, although Chip's too fast. I don't think it matters, yeah. Just use the Alpha Blade to go to the other side. Doesn't have to deal with anything. Punish on the item toss, RC to get the kill. Excellently played from Kazunoko. Game 1 goes to him after, honestly, a really good couple of rounds. Round 1, round 2, Apology Man, I think, looked really solid. I think did a good job of keeping the character out. It's sort of inevitability, though, that this character makes it in, right? And I think he did a good job defending, but, you kind of get run over. early approach. You see him using a lot of his faster buttons to try to keep Chip out, right? Using 2P, 5P, jump P, kind of trying to control the space. Oh, there's the leaf throw, tick throw, and then goes for the alpha blade. That confirm. Oh man, running low on life. The other thing too is notice Kazunoko's meter, right? He's building so much meter. He can just commit to something and just RC it, and who cares if it hits or not, right? Because he has yeah, why not? You know. That if that hit, if that blocked, like, you know, that confirm is really important because he has meter to RC after. Puts you in a really advantageous position when you break the wall. And now we're looking at set point Kazunoko very quickly. Gamma Blade for the OTG. Again, in the corner, the 5k pressure. Burst on block, and now, all right, we get the 2S. I was going to say, we need Apology Man to do something here. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble. Mini Faust helps. Well, he could help. Oh, he just marched the other way, you lazy. Where's Mini Faust going? He left him to die. Oh, man. It's those that you trust the most that betray you, chat. Mini Faust walked his little booty the other way, left Apology Man on his own. Okay, the YRC hits. It's out of the air, though, which honestly is kind of bad. Yeah, that's going to do it. Man, oh, man. When the YRC hits out of the air like that, it pushes the other player further away. So you actually don't really want the YRC to hit in the air like that in a lot of matchups, because if they're close, you know, you can do pressure after, you can hit them, you can do whatever, but, you know, it hits out of the air, sends Chip, you know, flying across the screen, and then he's just like, yep, all right. I guess yeah, you see how far back he got pushed? Oh, yeah, I haven't done this fancy feature yet. Did you see how far back he got pushed away on the YRC there, chat room? It was like all the way half screen away, just like, you know, the YRC happens. Look at this distance. This is not where Faust wants to be against Chip, right? Like, he's just kind of in a weird spot where, like, now this distance, he can either choose to go for IED in right here, or he can choose to just run in on the ground and control space. And Apology Man either has to stick something out right here, or he has to jump and stick something out right here. And trying to control both of those at the same time, pretty tough, right? Not going to be easy to do. So, you know, good try. Apology Man, I think, did a good job of trying to hold down the fort, but it's difficult to do. And that puts us at 8-2 with Japan in the lead. And, you know, I can't say that was a surprising result. Although I did kind of like the way Apology Man played it. I think his matchup knowledge is clear. It's just the matchup seems difficult. Damn, that run up 6P, you didn't really have to do it to him like that. Even worse, I'm so mad at Mini Faust. I don't trust him. Little jerk, man. That's what I gotta say. Is Apology Man back? I hear him spiritually. I don't know, emotionally. And I also hear him in my ears. But we'll get him back and joining us. So that leaves, at this point, no Kami and Deb left for the U.S., which is, well, I guess Deb is technically Canadian. But for North America, which, you know, pretty rough to go against everybody in Japan that's left at this point. And they get to choose the order. So it's not like, you know, Deb was up first originally. It's not like Deb has to go again, or it could be Deb or no Kami, and any of the Japanese players can go up next. So we'll see how this is going to go. Deb beat who did Deb beat earlier? Maybe Nakamura it was, I think, and then no Kami beat Dogra earlier. So those are the two Japanese players that are out in this 10v10. Man, pretty rough. But, you know, I gotta say, I feel like that was pretty well played from Apology Man, all things considered, in the matchup. There was just a few unfortunate things that happened. That's just how it goes sometimes. I hear you're back, Apology Man.
Man.
You know, I feel like the two saddest parts about that were your 6H just not hitting in the corner in that combo.
I was so salty about that. Oh my god. I had the 50 meter and I would have killed him off of it, but it was just like a pixel too high so that I couldn't get the anti-air combo.
Mini Faust just left you in that last round too.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. So, because Mini Faust, he like patrols twice and then he just goes to the other side of the screen. So that was like the limit of his patrol. I'm like, come on, buddy.
Dude, he was literally a Metal Gear Solid guard. He like walked up to the edge and then he just like, you're right outside of the pyramid,
What's
you know,
that
the
noise?
cone. Yeah. What was that noise? And then he turned around and walked the other way. And Kazunoko's running in a box across the screen. And I'm just like, what are you doing there, buddy? You're not even gonna hit him?
Oh, man, yeah, you know, it's a tough draw. It's a tough matchup. Like, Kazunoko honestly made some like really good adjustments. Like, he started using 6P in like some pretty good spots. But yeah, like it's hard. Like, I have to keep out. I also like thought I could get away with like one item like when I was like kind of making a comeback from a far slash into 2H. Big mistake. Man, good stuff, Kazunoko. GG's. That was well played. Yeah, I feel like I did good in the first game. I did pretty good.
You were looking nasty for a round and a half, I gotta say. I was like, dang, Apology Man knows the matchup, looking clean, and then he ran at you. And I was like, well,
yeah, no, for sure. I didn't expect him to use the Gamma Blades as much as he did in pressure. That was like a really good adaptation to my defense, because I wasn't like really challenging to like stop him from doing Gamma Blade.
yeah.
But
Because
yeah,
Gamma Blade is
good stuff.
it takes a particular adjustment to defend against, right? Because if you're looking for Alpha Blade or if you're looking for command throw, like up backing or challenging, you're gonna up back or like try to get away a lot of the times. But Gamma Blade, you need to press, right? Because otherwise you're just gonna be stuck.
Yeah.
You either need to FD or you need to challenge. So in that case, like, if you're not challenging or you're not FDing, it's a good read for him to just kind of go for.
Exactly, yeah. Because if you're challenging, right, then you're not dealing with the command grab and the Alpha Blade cross ups as well. Like you're gonna get hit out of your challenges. So I was really afraid of that, and I was like really focused on like blocking the cross ups, which I started doing a little bit more towards the end. But
yeah, he opened with a lot of diagonal Alpha Blade, right? That was like kind of the first thing he pressed, and then after that, immediately switched to Gamma Blade, and was just like, okay, there's my adjustment. And it was like the minute you adjusted, it was like the counter adjustment happened so fast. It's hard to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he had a really cool setup too. Off of his up Alpha Blade, he went into the jump D, and then he used another like air dash to like cross up with the jump H. He tried to do it twice to me. I blocked it the second time.
I did see that actually. Yeah, when I saw that in the first round, I was like, oh, that's not good. I was like, this jump D setup, it's actually pretty good. But yeah, it looks like our next match is set. The two players are set anyway. So it does look like it's going to be Deb versus Domi is our next match. So Deb going up first here against Domi, who we saw play in the very first match of the day.
Please, Deb, carry us, please. Lord Deb, carry all of Team NA. We need you. We need you more now than ever. Please, please, Deb. I know you can do it. You're such a strong player. I feel like once Deb gets like some momentum rolling, I feel like she can start taking down some bodies and like make a good comeback for Team NA.
So it's Deb and Nokami left. I love the matchup knowledge I just read in the chat from Deb. It was powerful. I will wait till we're closer just in case somebody on the Japanese end is translating, but it's really funny the game plan Deb is going to use to approach Anji. I love it. I think it's great character knowledge and matchup knowledge. But yeah, I think that this is a really interesting set of players left. You have Sol and Zato, which I think are honestly really really good characters. I think they're really well-rounded characters. They can deal with a lot of stuff that gets thrown at them. So Deb's gonna go up next, and that means Nokami is the next player on the US side, which means that we'll see who Team Japan chooses to throw up against Nokami Zato.
Yeah, for sure. So now that like we're in the part of the exhibition where there's not that many players on the Team NA, right? So after Deb goes, the other team knows that the only player they have left is Nokami, right? So if they have some sort of counter pick matchup in mind, that is something they're able to do more easily now in this stage of the event. So we'll see. But yeah, like you said, I think Deb is a really versatile player. She has really good matchup knowledge of a lot of different nuances with Sol. So I'm pretty confident in like her ability to like hold down the fort.
Yeah, what I love too is that Deb's matchup notes that she wrote in the chat for this was, I haven't played a ton of Anji, but I can probably just run Sol. That was the exact. She was like, I don't really know exactly what Anji's gonna do, but I'm just gonna Sol it up. And I was like, that's exactly what I do. So I'm glad that her and I are on the same, page when it comes to the Sol match.
No, yeah, let's go, Deb. I think she has her work cut out for her. I think this matchup is also honestly quite fine for Sol. So even without like the full matchup knowledge against Anji, I think she'll still do okay.
Yeah, I like the up back that we see early from Domi. I think holding up back against characters like Sol who like strike and throw mix-ups is honestly the right idea, but you have to be careful because once that starts getting scouted by like delayed buttons or air throw and stuff like that, it's a little scary to deal with. I love that bandit revolver out of the corner too. Confirm here.
Amazing air-to-air conversion. Slightly drops it at the end though, but that was really good awareness, not letting Domi jump around like that so easily.
Yeah, and you see, so Domi had that was a lot of meter. That was counter super. So 50% meter gone here. Yeah, close slash into the mix-up. Yeah, of course, you as a Sol player, you're gonna do that there because you have meter. right? So just doing the BR into the RC, like, I mean, it's free pressure. And one thing is, early on, Deb did 6S in a Gunflame, and Domi jumped that. So if you see someone jumping that, you know, you start to do Bandit Revolver to catch the jump more. That's just kind of a Soul Legacy thing that you do.
Exactly, right? And when you air block that Bandit Revolver, like, you're gonna get those plus frames on when you normally, like, wouldn't.
Yeah, which is honestly really nice for the character to have. Oh, yeah, meaty.
Yeah, good stuff. That was good. Like, she actually got hit even before the 5D like hit her, and you know, still confirmed normally into the combo anyway. That was really good stuff by Domi, and a really good landing punish. That was really clean.
Oh yeah. Oh, and just lets the overhead rip. Yeah, that was gonna be a lot of damage. Dev just choosing to burst early. Oh, 5k anti-air, but maybe didn't know what side Anju was gonna be on, so didn't cancel anything or jump cancel it.
Yeah.
Runs up. I love that run up throw.
Yeah. Get that spin out of here. Let's go, Dev.
That's a punish.
Oh, but spins right back. Does not deter Domi whatsoever.
Oh, baits the burst.
Oh.
That was just a hard call out.
Oh!
This is huge. A lot of meter on the table too.
Yeah.
PRC is the throw for the recovery.
Exactly, yeah. That was. I feel like most other Soul players would have spent their meter to like break the wall there. Not Deb. Deb will save the meter for this offense situation.
6H.
OTG, nice.
Yeah, and that was so. I love that in that position, Deb actually did build the meter on the throw and could have killed on a throw combo, but then afterwards just chose to go for meaty throw. You know, PRC, right? That's an option select that is really strong. You just do throw and RC, and if the throw hits, nothing comes out, and if the throw misses, you get the RC into whatever you want. So really smart there of Deb. Oh, counter hit. Yeah, that was, you're gonna explode.
Yeah, that was all your health.
Yeah. Oh,
nice. Yeah, really good adaptation to the spin. Not letting it slide. You know, even though she's not really that familiar with the Anji matchup, she's making really good adaptations as it is.
yeah, just kind of saying like, okay, I know the spin is coming, right? Like, I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Oh yeah, this hurts. You're dead. Tyrant Rave. Bam. And that is already set point here for Deb.
You cannot spin on Deb right now. She is not letting it happen. Throw punishing it, 6S'ing it at the right timings. Really good stuff. Woo! Pulled up and threw him.
Pulled all the way up into the JP Park and was like, what's good? It's me.
Yeah.
It's Deb. Yeah, just staggered the pressure. And again, you know, you can see that Domi is trying to up back out of a lot of this pressure. So Deb just keeps hitting slash and says, if you're not going to challenge, I'm just going to keep looking for this over and over. Jumping was clean. Oh, burst is completely whiffed.
Yeah. Domi not really known for the best burst historically. That was a pretty rough burst. It looked like he tried to do a gold burst there out of the block stun, but you know, it's really difficult to time. If you don't get it right out of block stun, you will get a blue burst like that.
Yeah, I love the patience there from Deb. And then again, oh, went for the air throw. Oh, it whiffed, but I have a 3-frame button. They both tried to do the air throw, and she was just like, well, yeah, I'm going to hit 5K, and life's going to go on. So 2-0, Deb looking clean, trying to keep the US alive.
No, yeah, that was really good stuff there. I actually think Deb purposely didn't air throw there after the PRC. That's kind of like the level 1 option, right? Once you jump it.
Yeah.
If you see here, she kind of just like jumps up. Oh, she actually did air throw. Never mind.
It was a slight delay, but you can actually make the mix-up scary there because, you know, if someone is trying to air throw there, like if, you know, Domi's going for the air throw, you can just hit 2H instead, right? So you can just wait a second and then 2H, and you'll counter hit the recovery of the throw, and then you get like a big fat combo into whatever you want. So
exactly, yeah. When you whiff that air throw recovery, you get put into a bunch of recovery frames. So you just punish them.
And it's
really good stuff by Deb.
Yeah, so counter hit recovery in the air, you're just, you know, you do whatever counter hit anti-air you want to do, and they just explode. So, you know.
Yeah. Good stuff from Dev. Keeping Team NA alive. That's what you like to see.
Yeah.
Now let's see what our next match is going to be, though, because now all Team NA has is Deb and Nokami. So Nokami is the player that's coming up next. Team Japan has much more flexibility in who they can kind of pick to like counterpick Nokami, so to speak.
Yeah,
which we'll see what he goes with.
I'm interested in who we see, because in the first time Nokami played, it was Dogra and it was a mirror, right? So, you know, now they kind of have the flexibility, as you say, to just put up whatever and see what happens, but you don't want to lose 2 players here, right? So, like, you know, this is clearly an important W to get, and I'm very curious about who they send up, actually, in this case, especially because, you know, Deb being alive and also Nokami, the score now is 8-3, so there's a lot of players left to send up, but you know, you kind of want to close this out ASAP, right? Just kind of force the burden onto one player left if you can, and then obviously clean up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You don't want to let the team, like any team, get too much momentum, right? Because I feel like Team Japan in general, they had like a lot of momentum just throughout the event, like a lot of good wins, like back one after another. So I think they're probably gonna try to pick, just like matchup wise, maybe a chip player versus Zato. But even actually Nage is like a pretty decent choice as well. I think Faust actually has like some pretty decent ways of killing Little Eddie. So we'll see what they go with. But if they do go with Nage, I think Nokami has like some experience from playing Hook Gang God, so he won't be completely blindsided in that matchup.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting too because when you have matchups like this where you can choose, I mean it's early, right? This exhibition, a lot of people don't know exactly all the matchups, all their characters. I mean, we just saw Deb, we were talking about how good the play was in the last match from her. She just basically was like, I'm not even exactly sure what Anji does. I'm just gonna go do whatever and see what happens. So there's a lot of people that are probably still trying to figure out exactly what they are supposed to do in every matchup. And so even now, like I don't even know who comfortably you're like, I really like this matchup. It's like, hey, have you played against Zato a lot? Like, have you run into any Zato players yet? Like, that's probably what it is. Or also, Dogra is playing on the same account as someone else. Maybe whoever Dogra is with, they can play matches to get them warmed up for this match.
Oh,
true. That's what I would expect too. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think, regardless of like character strength in the matchup, I think just familiarity is the biggest thing when fighting Zato. Zato, there's a lot to learn when fighting him. And regardless of like how good your character does versus them, if you don't know how to fight all of Zato's little things, like just dealing with Little Eddie and like all his pressure and stuff, like you could just get completely overwhelmed. It's really difficult if you're not familiar with it.
Yeah, for sure. And people asking, score is 8-3 right now. Japan is in the lead. The last two players left for the U.S. are Deb, who just won a match, and Nokami, who is next. So, honestly, like I said, I'm really interested in seeing who they have up. I don't know if Team Japan has settled on somebody yet. Exactly. It looks like maybe they are thinking about sending Nage up. It's looking like from what I'm seeing here.
Oh, good. Maybe I should give advice out on commentary.
They set up Nage. They're like,
stop talking.
Here comes Nage.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Yeah, let's set up. It makes a lot of sense though. Like, I think Faust has some pretty good answers to killing Little Eddie, specifically with his 2P, because it goes very, very far and it's very low recovery. You can also break it with some of his other normals. Like you can do like jump 2K, you can like drill it and like kind of recover in time. You can use his 2 heavy slash, which goes very far and hits really low. So there's a lot of ways for you to kill Little Eddie, and that's kind of like the tough thing with fighting Zato, right? Is like stopping him from just covering the screen with like the giant frog and a pose and stuff. So if you have a good way to do that, then like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, the other thing too is you can go really high up on the screen and do bomb bag or jump 2K or whatever, right? To kind of stay above a position where Eddie is looking to, against a lot of characters, Leap the Frog will catch you out of your jumps, right? So you're trying to air dash, trying to do stuff. Faust is a better character to kind of hang in the air and like stay above or away from those things. Not to say that he always gets over it, but he can a little bit easier than some other characters.
Yeah, you got to jump up a little bit higher than normal jump height to do the bag throw, or you'll get tagged by like kind of like the bottom part of the frog. You got to like either like super jump just like a bit, or like jump double jump to like get those bags to not get hit by the frog. But yeah, for sure, like that is definitely like a really good thing to do in the matchup. And but yeah, Nage, like I'm a huge fan of Nage. I've seen like so much of his footage, and like I'm really interested to see what he does in this matchup. I think there's probably a reason why they're sending him up. I feel like there's some experience on his side.
I also like that Nage is so hype about Faust and thinks that Faust is dope. That makes me very happy as well, because I'm sick of you U.S. Faust players just always a bunch of downers. You are like role playing as Faust. You're just so sad and a little off-putting. And like,
excuse me.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what's happening exactly. I wish you would just be a little bit more cheerful.
Sometimes I really try, Sajam. I try to be as cheerful as possible, and then sometimes I anti your chip and my 6H just misses by a pixel, and
that was actually heartbreaking. I gotta say, the matches you versus Kazunoko, That was heartbreaking. I don't blame you. The 6H not hitting and little mini Faust being a Metal Gear guard.
Sajam, that's just another day. That's just one of the many things on the list of the Faust player's life. The struggle. It's man, it's rough out here. But
I just play Soul and I hit far slash, and my life's great. So
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's dope.
Man.
Yeah,
but yeah, Nage, like, it's hard. I'm obviously cheering for Team NA to make a comeback, but it's so hard to cheer against Nage, dude, because I'm always like rooting for him. He's in my eyes, like whatever he does with Faust, it's like it really sets the tone for like all the other Faust players, right? Because a lot of Faust players are really just trying to figure out how to play him in this version. It's totally different from past Guilty Gears, and like his items are completely different. So, like anything that like any tech that all the Faust, even just outside of Nage, all the Faust players that are coming up, so like just the Krakatoa, RF, Hook, like me, like all of them have just been putting out tons of good tech for Faust, and it's been really sick to see. And we, just to push this character little by little, because it's so hard to play him. It's such a struggle. Sage, I'm telling you.
Oh, keep it down. I'm not even trying to hear for a second. So it looks like our match is ready. They're all set to go in here. And yeah, Nage Faust, I mean, he's a legend. He's been playing this character for a long time. And I think it's very easy to have your brain stuck in old Faust mode, right? I think it's super easy to think about the character and how he plays in the old games. But yeah, trying to adapt to the new version, I mean, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to take some time. I think for sure more than any other Legacy Guilty Gear character, Faust is by far the most different than his past iterations.
Yeah, and it's very easy to just kind of flowchart and do the old stuff, right? I mean, it's so hard to just get your hands and brain to recognize the new stuff. So here we go into the match here. Run up early, and yeah, just the immediate
instant burst. And that's really good, right? Because when you burst Zato like that, you're gonna put Eddie in the recovery state. Nice, very good matchup knowledge. Knows that you can't jump 2K like that from that high.
Man, I love that.
Punished.
Oh, it looked like he actually tried to go under. Like he tried to sink to the ground. Wow, the weight didn't hit. Yeah, on the gold burst there. And gold burst is a little safer. It's -10 on block. So, that was a good idea. The Scarecrow PRC to get away from a pose.
Yeah, just to switch it around. That's a really common. Wow, I think he blocked. I think that was the same side tornado there.
Yeah, I like the back on a pose a lot too. I think one thing about Nokami is he kind of just does a pose and lets it rip, right? Like he's just like, I'm just gonna do the oppose and whatever. Oh, smack.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. I
Good
think he tried to
knowledge.
squeeze out an oppose there, actually.
One thing I like Nage doing a lot is he just does mix on block. And he's like, what's going to be your punish, Nokami? Like 5P, 5P, 5P? Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. That's actually a really huge part of this matchup. Because it's -7, like, if you're only getting a bunch of 5Ps, it's like not enough reason to just keep tornadoing, right?
Oh, that was actually kind of nasty too, trying to use the meteors and the dust as well. I like that idea. But yeah, if the punish, managing risk reward like that in a game like this is so important, right? Oh, trumpet.
Gets the trumpet. Boo.
Ew, cry babies. I love that whiff jump S into the
that was
command
sick.
throw.
Nice. Gets the instant overhead.
And the burst, but he already lost a lot of life.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, this is looking really hard for Kami to come back from.
Trumpet.
Gets the trumpet this time, but opposes the entire stampede. That was kind of cool.
Jump 2K, yeah, he cannot get away with
damage.
it. Didn't have Eddie though. He just
didn't
killed
have
it.
Eddie actually. Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, actually, I think he ran out on the oppose is what it is. Air dashes across the screen. He was already landing. Yeah, I think maybe I had to go for an anti-air option or hit him on the ground instead. Ooh, this is big.
It was a little bit too high. Wasn't plus enough, but gets the comeback. That was really good stuff. Tai Nokami still in the game. That was really good awareness to know that jumping D was not low enough to be plus.
Ooh,
Gets Big Froggy.
Yeah, getting hit by one hit of frog is not so bad though, right? Like you're totally okay with that situation. Oh no, counter hit 2D. Gets the Afro himself though. Actually not very good. And the bananas there. The peel hits as a meaty. Bombs out. Jump H back to the bomb.
Nice, yeah. Oh, into the combo. Oh, that would have been so sick.
Scarecrow mix up.
Yeah. Is one of Faust's staple uses of meter. Scarecrow PRC.
As soon as he saw the anvil was coming down, this is going to be RC into damage. Oh, missed it. He saw the anvil and he did command throw because he's like, if you jump, the anvil's there anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, seeing the bomb bags that you were talking about earlier, just to get above little Eddie. Oh, doesn't 2H the tornado there like he was the whole set? I think was a little unsure about the height.
Or maybe just not ready there. Oh, bombs out too. Oh, the
Cross up, that's tough.
I love that
So
he's just
sick.
swimming across the screen. He just runs
Yeah.
up, super jumps, and air dashes. Because, you know, cross up or not, he's not in any danger, right? Like, you're gonna have to block the bomb and either chip or whatever, right? So you don't care.
Oh, instant burst, doesn't want to deal with it. And yeah, like, just Nage's item awareness has just been amazing. Like, he's been dealing with a lot of items, like, in just really weird spots. Like, that bomb cross-up was followed by, like, a hammer block stun. Really good stuff, and got the ton weight followed by Mini Faust.
Yeah, and I love that when he throws, you know, a weight like that, which you just saw right there, he just runs forward because he knows people are going to up back. So he just runs and takes up all that screen space for free, which I think is honestly quite smart.
Oh, he's doing my mix-up! That's my mix-up! Let's go!
Look what you've done. You betrayed America. Just like that, the
Wait,
chip
don't
out.
use it against him. Wait,
Don't
hold
get
on.
hyped. That's your teammate.
I know. Okay, I gotta delete that tweet right now. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry,
too
Dokami.
late. It's too despicable. Don't you? Oh my god.
No, he's getting tornado looped in the corner.
My mix-up. He says 2D counter hit, the wall splat. It is all going downhill ever since Beneath's mix-up showed up.
No. Oh, it gets Scarecrow PRC thrown again. He's getting all this meter from the wall break. Yeah, it has to burst.
Again, and look at that.
Again and again.
Nage Faust cleans up. There was a clear momentum shift. And I'm not saying it was a trader's fault, but I'm saying if you didn't make that tweet, life would be better for the US of A.
Man, Sejam, I can't tell you how many times I've thought the same thing too when I hit send tweet on some tech that I post. Oh yeah, we see the really cool mix-up. Oh man, it's so dope. Look at it.
Yeah, really cool, huh?
Oh,
Really
man.
cool. You a big fan of that?
I'm sorry, Kami.
And
I'm
the
sorry.
tornado, the mix for the chip. That's messed up.
No, but good stuff by Nage. Honestly, really had control of that whole match up like the entire time, and he really just opted for the Scarecrow PRC. He did not use his meter like in any other way. Basically, he was just like, when I get 50, I'm coveted and I'm gonna grab you. Like he kept it nice and simple. That was really good stuff by Nage.
It's a really strong option, right? Like Scarecrow PRC, super good. You get across the entire screen instantly. You know, that's a really strong, really useful option to have, right? Especially because during the startup of it, if they're jumping or something, you can go for a different option, right? Like you have other options available as well, which is really nice to have, honestly. So it's Deb up against a bunch
The world.
of players from
Of
Japan.
Japanese.
7
Yeah.
more players from Japan.
Let's go, Deb. Let's go. Let's
If
go,
she
Deb.
gets hit by that fuzzy, I'm driving to NorCal. I got something to say. Better not get hit by that fuzzy off the blue RC. But that's something that we're seeing a lot more of lately, which I think is really cool. That mix up, that was nasty.
Yeah, no, that was, and Nage's too good. And honestly, you know, like the burst that Nage was doing in that game was pretty interesting. Like at first, I was like, wow, that's like a really early burst, but every time you burst Zato, it will kill little Eddie. So he's just like stopping any momentum from getting started with like the shadow pressure. And I thought that was like really good throughout the entire set because he just did that multiple times. Just any early hit burst.
Yeah, which I mean, honestly, right? Like that character is too dangerous to allow to hit you because whether they put you in block pressure or if they get the hit and it's going to deal like 80% damage, right? That character really hurts. Whether they get the hit or put you in block pressure, you're in a really bad spot, honestly. Like you know, particularly as Zatos are more potent with their pressure, and as the game develops, it's just such a bad spot to be. But you know, in this case, it looks like Deb is going to be going up against Koichi. So Koichi. Not Goichi, Koichi. I saw earlier someone said, I heard Sonic Fox played Goichi. No, it was Koichi, different player.
You thought.
It's playing now. Goichi is still there, waiting in the wings. But yeah, different players. So you know, keep that in mind. That's going to be up against Deb next, and then you know, if Deb wins, it's just you know,
It's just
keeps going.
one
Japan
after
can set up
another,
whatever
yeah.
player they want next. So it's all on Deb to try to clutch it out. There's 7 players remaining for Team Japan. So you know, a lot of people left to chew through if you're Deb, right? The only people that are out on Team Japan, I think, are Domi is now out, Dogra, and Who did Deb beat earlier? Nakamura?
Yeah,
Does that sound
yeah,
right?
it was Nakamura. Yeah.
So those are the only 3 Japanese players out. So I mean, there's a ton left, right? Obviously, Goichi, Kazunoko, Nage, who we just saw, Fab, Summit, like Tomo. There's a lot of players left, and as
Yeah,
well
a
as
lot
Koichi.
of killers left.
Yeah, so basically, like all of
It's
the
a tall
best
order.
players in Japan are still left.
Yeah. Definitely a tall order, but if there's anybody that can do it on Team NA, it's definitely Deb.
Yeah. So here we go
let's-
into the match. A matchup that I we saw this match. Deb played it earlier. I think Deb
Yeah.
has a pretty good understanding of how to fight Milia from past games, but I'm not sure about this game. It's a little different. Oh, that's nasty. You explode from
Yeah.
this.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was really good. Really good combo choice. Yeah, nice. Like really good matchup awareness versus a lot of the Milia set play, because all the knockdowns they're not all the same. Like they all change in frame advantage depending on the attack that you do into disc, and Deb has been having such good awareness of all the setups.
Yeah, I love the combo too. It was clean hit DP route as the ender, and then Kara Gunflame for the meaty, which I think is really smart. Which we've been seeing that a lot more. Solkin Kara with his 6S, which is really useful. You get the extra range. Yeah, I like that idea to try. You saw the blue RC, try to PRC back to try to keep the slowdown so that your character is not just the only
that was
one
really
slowed
good
down.
stuff. And yeah, Koichi, like a big hallmark of his play, I think, is using that Capel a lot with Milia. Definitely more than most Milia players. That's a huge punish on that hair car though.
This is bad. Yeah. Oh, it comboed. Didn't go for anything else. Chose to go for the Oki after. Didn't build a meter. Yeah, I think she was thinking that her meter. Look at how close. Yeah, built it after getting thrown, but didn't quite have meter to do BRRC there.
Yeah, that's a really classic way to use meter with Soul. You do the RC cancel into like either the low or the double jump P. It's really hard to block.
Yeah, and you see how Deb is playing the neutral, right? It's a lot of, jump H, right? Yeah, like that. It's a really active button, really good for catching Milia out of the air. And on the ground, using 6S or 2S to try to catch her grounded approach if she happens to approach that way. This is a punish, and not a great punish to deal with. Ooh, the OS, and then waited for the burst. Koichi didn't go for it. Ooh. Oh, the whip punish.
Yeah, there's a lot of dropped combos on Koichi's side. Getting these missed hair cars, not connecting, and getting punished for it a lot. Yeah, but this time had some meter to make that hair car save.
Yeah, try to use that fast RC. And we see Deb again trying to go air to air, trying to do anything to get out of there. Force the burst, and this is the guess for the round. Gold burst, that's huge.
Oh, big gold burst, that's mixed.
Oh, that was
nice
good.
blocks. But it's too much. But drops it.
It didn't reach. Deb with a jump out and the close slash anti-air, the scramble at the end. But that's one of those cases too where when Milia does jump H, right? You can fuzzy the overhead option after, right? So you can guard against it if you're ready for it. And it looks like we're jumping into the next match, but that was a wild scramble at the end there. Ooh, using that 5P to try to catch Fafnir or whatever buttons Deb's hitting. Oh, yeah. Okay, well.
Oh, that
still punished.
Yeah, that was a real bad burst. I want to see Deb continue. Okay,
continue into dead. Just gets wild thrown.
No, yeah, but I want to see Deb continue doing these air-to-air jump H's to stop these air approaches from Koichi, because that's definitely a main approach of Koichi's. Wow, that was all his health. Oh my god.
Yeah, the clean hit DP enders that people have started using to optimize do so much damage, and I love that mix-up choice from Koichi not to go behind there, to just stay in the front. I think that was really smart. That was so good. This should kill right here with the right routing. Not quite.
That was a pretty funny combo, but it's still works out. Yeah, good stuff.
Well, that was game
good
2
stuff from Deb.
As fast as ever. That matchup knowledge, very smart. And I think Deb was trying to RC to keep the combo consistent and make sure that nothing dropped there. And yeah, I mean, even though it didn't kill, was in a great spot anyway. That DP cancel.
You need those. You need those tournament combos sometimes, right? Normally it's you should have done RC fast RC jump H or whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't want to if you got the kill, right? You don't want to mess with it. Sometimes you just do some double RC combo like that if it's easier for you. And
yeah, you kind of take what you can get, right? And she was in the position where you just need anything. Oh, that was a bait. And this time the burst. Last time Deb was looking to bait the burst and Koichi was very solid, and this time Koichi just burst right away.
Yeah, these throw baits from Deb have been so sick. That is definitely what got the win for Deb versus Nakamura. Wow, gets the relaunch.
That was so unfortunate. If you're, oh yeah, the OS. Oh,
Yeah,
the Capel, that was so
nice.
good.
Yeah, that Capel was sick. Stops the air throw attempt in its tracks.
Man, that was so wild. That whole sequence that happened. That Vortex on Wake Up was a Wake Up DP. I want you all to know, as a
for
Soul
sure.
player, that was a Wake Up DP that got turned into Vortex into Half Your Life. That is the best feeling in the
Got him.
world. Yeah. As a Soul player, you know, it's just a happy little accident.
Yeah. You just gotta pretend like you meant to do it. Oh,
Yeah. And the
nice.
DP,
Starting to see more meterless meterless DPs from Deb here.
interrupt
Showing
on the
that
double
Showing
Fafner.
Koichi that she's not scared.
Yeah, I think it's smart, right? And we see the burst here from Deb. Really wants to try to, you know, close this out in this round. Nice. That whiff jump H. Bates. Yeah, and look for the burst again. Was really patient about it. Could be a burst here on defense again. That hit. Ooh, this is so scary. Koichi is trying to hold on to that burst. Deb trying to force it out, and there it is.
Yeah, this FD blocking is not helping for Koichi whatsoever. Nice, does the mix. That is really hard to block. You can do the double jump P there for the overhead or fast RC into the low. Absolutely hard to block. I honestly think it's unreactable.
It's
Let's
it's
go,
very
Dev.
fast. Yeah, you just have to stand block and then, you know, wait, because once you see that red flash, it's overhead. You know it's gonna be there, and it's kind of like just the standard thing that Soul players do, right? It's just boop, immediate overhead, airborne, and that was well played. I think, you know, after that first game, Deb really turned on the offense and did a great job of kind of controlling. You know, you talked about that jump H air to air. You know, against Millia, you need to do stuff like that as Soul. You're not going to be able to
Yeah.
just stand on the ground and like stop her from approaching. You have to be preemptive and very active on the ground. You know, use jump H, use 2S or 6S or whatever on the ground to try to stop her from running in.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what we were talking about. Even like versus Chip, right? Like these these fast characters, you really need to be proactive with the buttons that you put out. You need to put these preemptive hitboxes to stop them from just moving all over the screen willy nilly.
Yeah.
So that was really good adaptation from Deb.
Yeah, I think the that situation too, where we saw like the jump on the PRC and then like the Capel out to like get out of that double jump from Koichi was so smart. And Deb she really likes to use the throw PRC, right? So that is something that we're gonna see a lot, I think, from more and more players. It's really useful, especially in your pressure. So, you know, Team Japan gets to choose whoever they want to send up next, and it's looking like
Who's
maybe
next?
Tomo might come up next. It's looking like Tomo, basically, is what I'm seeing here, perhaps. So I guess we'll see.
It's a little surprising, you know. I thought they'd start sending out the Chip players one by one, right? I think the Chip matchup is, you know, something we were talking about earlier, and might be a little. There might be a little bit more nuance to it against Soul. I don't know how much experience that Deb has in the Chip matchup, but you know, I think that's definitely one of the better characters that fights Soul right now.
Mm-hmm. He has a lot of really useful things against Soul in general, mostly because, you know, I think the ranges he puts himself against the character are quite good in pressure, right? And any character, especially that has really good crouching buttons to deal with 5K as a reversal option and space you out is really useful, right? Because Soul's 5K is not very... One of its only flaws is that it's not very good against crouching characters, right? It whiffs against
Right,
them and has
yeah.
a lot of whiff recovery. So if you have a character that's pressure is kind of outside of that range, his other light challenges are not as dangerous to deal with, though it's still pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, he still's got like some 5-frame buttons even outside of his 3-frame 5K.
Yeah, 5K is nasty. It's actually such a good button in this game. It's funny to think about it too, because
so much reward.
yeah, I mean, after playing Plus R Soul, it's also his throw OS in that game. So it's like a 3-frame throw OS that also anti-airs, and honestly, he's not even that good in that game. So like seeing him in this game, Soul is it's funny to be a Soul player now.
Nah, yeah, this character's definitely a god right now. We're living in Soul's world.
It feels fantastic. Y'all deserve it. After fighting Faust in the other
No.
games, I got no sympathy.
No, come on. All right. Got Deb versus Tomo. Want to see how Deb controls the crazy offense that Tomo's been putting out. Wow, this is a lot of success and not letting Tomo breathe whatsoever.
Yeah, Soul has really good grounded buttons to deal with Leo, but once Leo's in, actually, I mean, Leo has great pressure, although we see right there, had the double side switch, unfortunately, and didn't get the BR to whiff. Leo, and I don't mean to insult. He's fat, right? He's a heavy character. He's one of the heavier characters, so routes on him are a little weird to do sometimes, right? Oh, 2D, yeah, great option. Oh no!
Wow, that DP was from very far away.
Yeah,
Whoa!
you bet your whole life on that one. That
Oh
really
my
hurts.
god, what is this combo?
That was optimal. That was
was
really
super
gonna do a lot of damage. Yeah, clean hit DP
Yo.
for the wall splat. Run up for the pressure.
Oh wow, that meaty command grab, that was really sick. It's kind of interesting seeing Tomo go to the command grab a little bit more often.
Oh, and that was supposed to be a throw to beat that, actually. Try to wild throw. Really smart. Okay, wall break here. Deb has meter to spend, though, in this situation. So, yo, she commits! And the burst, of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't have a choice there. It was either going to die to the next hit, had to burst there or later. But yeah, good stuff to Deb. That was so sick. And yeah, you know, that match almost slipped out of her hands, but like it's really hard to grab Leo's DP in particular because of just how fast the hitbox comes out, right? You really got to time your grab to beat it properly.
Did you see right there the Vortex hitting and then trying to get, or the Fafnir hitting, trying to get Vortex after? It's hard on chunkier characters like him.
I see.
You know, oh, these bursts are, they're looking a little nasty, I gotta say. Oh, the RC!
Oh, gets the combo of the
Dead.
Fafnir. Oh my god, let's go, Dev. Put it in the work for Team NA.
Yeah, and this match, you know, so far, I was going to say that Leo has really good offense once he gets in against Soul, but we really haven't seen it very much at all until right now.
Yeah, the story of the match has definitely been all Deb. And, like, the amount of damage, like, she's been optimizing all her combos and getting as much reward as possible.
Yeah, and her defense has been very good, especially in like, the mid-range, right before the character's in. Once, you know, Soul's in, you just kind of have to guess. Deb's played a lot against Sonic Fox's Leo. Oh, that's the punish. Yeah,
that is true. Actually, yeah, it does have the matchup experience that they've played a lot of matches together. I've seen on their stream.
Yeah, so big chance here for Tomo, right? Obviously, you know, you need to win this match in general, but this is a very important position to put your team in as well. You kind of want to slow things down. Oh, that was scary. Good backdash. Oh, the reflect on the gunflame.
Wow, that's a Leo master right there.
Ooh. Yeah, and that was a punish on the backdash. Deb wasn't ready for 5k to only hit one time. It didn't get both hits, so canceling into 6S, you have to do it a little later there.
Yeah, and that was really good stuff. Not really committing fully to the throw, right? You know, if there's a jumper or backdash, she'll be able to save herself with the PRC. But this combo's probably going to kill...
Yeah, should here. And this, nice. That was really good insurance, right? Just to make sure it was going to happen. And, you know, I think a couple of weird situations happened there. The 5k only hitting once was definitely one of them. But also in that case, just, you know, the jump over scramble and Tomo just hit close slash and just headbutted Soul out of the air. And, you know, that happens sometimes.
Oh man, that was good by Tomo. Definitely adapting to some of the matchup knowledge that Deb has been showing.
Oh wow! Delay on the delay burst.
Such a late burst. Oh no!
Yeah. Ooh, backdash in the corner, and Deb has been throwing the flash kicks a lot. Yeah, you see these run up staggers. You know, looking for the throw, trying to catch Tomo. There's the counter hit bait.
That's gonna kill, I think. Oh no, the wall breaks right away. Yeah.
Yeah, and also didn't have Tyrant Rave. If there was Tyrant Rave there, then that could have been the case. But yeah, run up. Great defense from Deb there on the Berserker Slash.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the damage that Tomo's been getting has just been in the neutral. Huge hate on that DP, though. That's probably going to kill unless the Guts fight through it, yeah.
Yeah, and also Tyrant. Yeah, oh, that was good choice.
Oh,
Vortex.
Master C into 5k.
You know it. Every Soul player in the world was going to send it with Vortex right there. It's just Tomo didn't know. That's a huge start to this round. Clean hit DP.
Clean hit DP, yeah.
Oh, and the jump out. Yeah, up backing versus Soul. Really strong, but Deb ready for the Berserker Slash.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
yeah.
Oh,
it baits the... Oh my god, baits the first.
That was perfect. That was 5H, Gunflame for the starter. Saw the burst, PRC. Deb was totally ready for it. Takes out Tomo 2-1, and that I think is the fourth person Deb has beaten in this so far, or third person maybe. I don't even know. It's been a bunch.
I think it's the third person.
Third, yeah.
Because they beat Nakamura, they beat Koichi, and now Tomo Leo. Good stuff to Deb, putting Team NA on her back. Oh man, you know, I expected this from Deb. I really thought she was gonna do most of the work in this team.
I do
In
like-
this team exhibition.
I do like some of the adjustments that Tomo made. For instance, I really
Yeah.
like that weight that we saw, which was like really, I think, important on the burst there. Like it was a super delay, and also use 6P a bit more. In neutral, we saw 6P to beat the 6S from Seoul. A really important button to use, honestly. Like that 6P like that against mid-range buttons from Seoul, really nice. I mean, because
Yeah,
he really
I actually-
dominates.
Yeah, just like that. I saw Sonic Fox actually tweeting about that in the Soul matchup. Definitely really important because you'll invul through the far slash, and yeah, right here that vortex was so good, and doesn't even do the slow PRC, does the fast PRC. So by the time Tomo even realized that Deb did the vortex, it was already too late. She was already canceling into her button, into her 6S, and getting the combo.
Yep, there was just no time right there, and tags right at the end with the 5K. So yeah, excellently played for sure. It's it's really funny to watch too because we saw the match earlier between Kizzy and Tomo, and I gotta say their connection compared to that did not seem so hot. that match looked way more rough on Kizzy's end than that match did. So maybe Deb has the luck of the internet or something on her side. I'm not
Right,
sure.
Yeah, for sure. I saw a lot more like rollback frames happening in like Kizzy's match.
She's also much further away too. She's East Coast Canada, which is funny. The last hope for the U.S. exhibition. It's North America, right? She's
North
Canadian.
America. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like closer to East Coast Canada too. So it's pretty far.
Oh,
to play
okay,
against,
okay.
I think pretty far to play against Japan. In
Yeah,
a lot
for
of these
sure.
connections, but I mean that was a really wild match. These matches have all been. I feel like all the dead matches have been so high octane because it's kind of the nature of a Soul matchup a lot of times, right? I mean, it's just explode or do the exploding. Oh, and this next match,
Oh,
I'm excited. It's the battle
This
of
is
three
spicy.
letters.
yeah.
FAB.
We got FAB versus Dev. Oh man, this is gonna be a good one.
So we watched earlier the FAB match against Lossel, right? And that one was, I mean, FAB looked kind of nasty, honestly. Like looking
Yeah.
like the Potemkin god that we all know he is. So I'm really interested in this. If you haven't played this matchup much either, I think that Potemkin is a really interesting matchup against Soul. He has some pretty strong options, I think, against some of the pressure you see Soul do a lot. So we'll see both how the matchup knowledge is from FAB, but also on Deb's side.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Flick.
right away. Yeah, just the matchup knowledge, flicking the gun flame really late too. It's a very late reaction on FAB side to flick that gun flame.
Yeah, and another important thing about this matchup too is you can't really use Gunflame in block strings very much. Oh
Yeah.
man, these are brutal counter hits too. You can't really use it that much in this matchup because he can just Mega Fist over. He'll just Mega Fist
Yeah,
over
that is
it.
true.
So you have to be careful. Wall Splat's going to be pretty quick here. Yeah.
Yeah, going to super. Oh, it doesn't even need it. Just 5Hs. Damn, yeah, those flicks did not phase Deb whatsoever. The amount of damage that Deb gets per hit is just so insane, right? Like, anytime like the match can kind of feel like falling out of like Deb's control, like it's quickly closened up by just like a single counter hit, just like this.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a miss on the DP. And yeah, gets hit by the counter hit Mega Fist. That's a big drop if you're Deb. Ooh, Garuda hits. Yeah, you're dead. Just like that. I mean, you know, in a situation like that, Deb escaped one time, had one combo drop, and then FAB took full advantage. Ooh, yeah, that's not so bad.
But not close enough to the corner there to get the full combo.
Yeah, you normally get Vortex after that if you're close to the corner, but getting hit by 5H by itself when Soul has no meter or is not in the corner is not that bad usually.
Yeah, Deb using a lot of these max range successes to just kind of keep out of Potemkin's like good range,
Ooh,
and but not really committing to the gunflame right away, right after.
oh, baited the
Ooh.
burst.
I
That
don't
was
know what
so
kind of damage
smart.
you get off of this.
6H splat.
It's
yeah,
a
and
lot.
the break. That is bad news. But Deb does have meter
Still
here.
even. Yeah,
Oh, burst. Yeah, immediately.
thought she would go for the burst bait, but yeah, look for the jump D. Oh man.
You knew it was coming. The jump D was
Yeah, I
on
think
the
what-
way down, and I'm not even sure exactly what Deb tried to do there. I don't know if she was going to go
Yeah.
for the air throw or not. It looked like she got hit grounded.
Yeah, 'cause she got counter hit there. That was a little weird. Because I think what happened was she got under the jump D and maybe like messed up her input. Yeah, we'll find out later. Ooh, big Mega Fist.
Oh, reads the backdash. This is a bad start. Garuda, that was supposed to be a DP from Deb and got 6S instead. Ooh, that was a big commitment, and that is gonna hit. Oh no, it didn't.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The God button. I changed my mind. Oh, that actually, I think you could have punished that.
Parcel
Megaphist.
actually doesn't have a whole lot of recovery.
That's true. I just thought it was gonna hit
Just
for
a
sure.
little
Ooh,
bit. Yeah.
2D.
Oh, but gets the sweep counter hit. Oh my god. FAB on exhibition point here. Can Deb bring it back?
I like that burst point from FAB right before the clean hit DP, and yeah, these counter hit Mega Fists really kind of adding up here in the mid range. Oh no, Deb in trouble here. Backs up for the gun flame. That was a good read too from Fab. Oh man, you kind of feel the screen is closing off, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh my god, big pop buster. Is that it? Is that the end?
The jump in, off the wall, the break, and there it is. Team Japan clean it up on the backs of FAB, and some very clean play to win this 10v10. Excellent job from Deb to try to bring it all the way back, but it was a long road, and she was on her way. It's just you run into the wall. I cannot believe this combo.
Yeah, he did like 5 feet. He's like, oh, okay, I broke the wall. Boop.
Yeah, just
Man, yeah.
6H, clean it up. I mean, and honestly, especially the start of this matchup between those two looked really good. I have to say, like, you know, it was just like a one weird input error on missing the DP, and then, yeah, this position here, just brutal. And Deb, you know, tried her best, but it was going to be tough, you know.
Yeah, it was a tall order for sure. But, you know, congratulations to Team Japan. They've really put in a lot of work. All the players on their team, very strong. Good stuff to them. And good stuff to Team NA as well. You know, I felt like the matches, even though, like, they were mostly, like, Japan flavored, I felt like each, like, they went to game 3. Like, it was close game 3s, you know? I think it was still quite a competitive set, but yeah, good stuff to Team Japan. They definitely deserve it.
10-4, but it was close, is what you're saying.
Close though.
10-4, but it was close. I see. That's the classic right there. I got you. But yeah, I think it was really fun to watch for sure. I mean, obviously, you know, a lot of the players that we saw in this from Japan are excellent, right? They're world-class players. They've been playing Guilty Gear for forever. They're character specialists. You know how good they are. So, you know, even characters that I don't think we see as a very strong, right? We see like showing up and doing excellent in this. So, you know, the game is early in its life and nobody knows everything about it. So exhibitions like this are cool, not only to see international competition, but also to see, you know, like where the characters are. What are people doing with the characters? What do these matchups look like? Can you play East Coast USA to Japan, or does it look ugly? Like, you know, these are important questions that mankind wants to know. So I'm happy that we got to watch this. And I think it was really, you know, fun to see some of these matchups that I think we're going to be a while out if we're waiting for offline competition.
Yeah, for sure. No, they were great matches. A lot of high level play on both sides. I enjoyed like every match. They were super entertaining, really high octane. But yeah, no, like shout outs to like all the players, honestly. Thanks for being a part of this event. It means a lot to me. Shout outs to Red Bull, shout outs to Arc System Works, shout outs to House of 3000. Shout outs to Tenkai, shout outs to Domino, all you guys helping put this event together. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the players for being a part of this event. It means a lot to me, and it was a great show, and I hope that everyone liked it as much as I did, because I had a great time, honestly.
You know, I gotta say, for your first time doing commentary as well, you did an excellent job. You had a tall order ahead of you, given the ecosystem that we're dealing with this in. So nice job, definitely on the mic. I can tell you practiced a lot. You did an excellent job. And yeah, thanks to everybody who tuned in. Obviously, you know, this is our first time doing something like this. There's a lot of hiccups, but I think the production team handled it well. And it was really, you know, fun. So I hope everybody who watched enjoyed it. And thank you and everybody who helped make this happen for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I had a ton of fun, and I hope we can do more stuff like this. I want to see where North America and Japan stands. You know, maybe a little bit, because you know this is it's only been like a couple weeks since this game has come out. This is super early. Players are learning more by the day, and we're only going to get stronger with our characters and at the game. So it's going to be a totally different story just a few days from now. So you know, I'm really curious to see what the players keep bringing in store for Guilty Gear Strive.
For sure. So again, thanks everybody for watching and making this happen, and thank you for hosting it and having me on board. I think that's about it for us. So I appreciate you having me. I appreciate everybody on the lovely production staff and everybody who watched at home. So it was an absolute pleasure, and we'll catch everybody next time. Later.